is intended for immature audiences only.
There's no such thing as a radio rating system.
But if there were, this show would be rated O as in...
Oh my God, this show is so stupid. These people should be in jail. Let's begin.
Get out your name.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy. Featuring Panama Ted.
Ted's a fun guy.
And the crazy soundboard.
Hola.
I'm Dennis Farina.
So much.
I even made just a little bit of a diagram for you.
56, and is that correct? Walk.
You little weasel.
Turn off your brain and unzip your pants. Here's Common Man and Timmy.
Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. Hello, Timmy.
Oh, hello, man. How are you?
If you're watching on the tube, you can see that Timmy is wearing the hat that I gifted him. When did I give that to you?
I think you gave this to me for my birthday in 2023. I've had it.
You know what?
I've had it a bit.
Jimmy Crackcorn. What does the hat say?
The hat says Assman.
Assman. It's in the style of the New York state license plate. If you're a fan of Seinfeld, you know there was an episode where Kramer was mistakenly sent the wrong vanity plates.
Mm-hmm. And that the plates were supposed to go to a doctor who was indeed a proctologist.
And so Kramer, for a while at least, was the ass man.
Mm-hmm. And he enjoyed being the ass man because people would shout that out to him as he drove down the street.
What I don't understand about you is that you say that you're uncomfortable wearing this hat out and about.
Well, I mean...
No, hold on a second.
I mean, despite... I am a somewhat normal guy.
No, you're not.
So...
You see what you're wearing? You're wearing a full Hungarian tracksuit.
That's true.
With your chain out, and you have no problem walking around that way at the Sam's Club. But put the ass man hat on. But that draws the line.
I didn't say it draws a line. I just said I have to sort of get out of my comfort zone to throw it on. But I think it does sort of complete the look with a tracksuit, makes it a little bit funnier. I have worn this at the Meijer, and I just kind of lose myself
you
and
sashay
walk on in there
Here's
and swing
the
my
ass
arms.
Man.
Here I go. Where are the Cheez-Its? Come on. Like, the ass man's here. Time to go. Hi there, kids. How we doing? You know, seeing people from the neighborhood at the store. So what was funny about this today, you had made it, you said something to me last week about having the new tracksuit, and you're like, well, you gotta bust out the ass man hat. And I said, oh yeah, the hat. I hadn't worn the hat in a good bit. So you made me search the house and found it on one of the hooks there. Decided to wear it today. As I'm walking in, you know, we've got this garage door under our big logo, and you can see in there, and I could instantly tell that there was a congregation. There were people. I mean, this wasn't just people that work here. It doesn't happen often anyway. There were maybe 10 people there, and Paul Keels was in the middle. He was clearly showing people around the building, and a couple of them were kids, even the ones that weren't kids. I wouldn't want, you know, adults that were wearing suits, pantsuits, whatever, people who look like professionals. I flipped this hat off so fast as soon as I came in view of the garage doors.
Oh, yes.
In the windows, I pulled the thing back, hid it away, and just walked in and kind of waved.
Well, you were ashamed.
I mean,
you were ashamed to be yourself.
I'm still wearing my Hungarian tracksuit. I couldn't change out of that when I walked in. So
I'm just saying, these people came in to get a slice of life, to see what a real radio station looks like. Well, let me tell you something. The ass man is what a real radio station looks like.
I deprived them.
That's right. Of reality. You deprive them of reality.
What we really do here.
That's right.
Yeah. Maybe I did. I got to get a little bit more comfortable with things like that. Like what? I mean, I don't know what else I could do beyond wearing the ass man hat.
I mean,
that would put me to the test.
Sometimes I think you're too comfortable. Like you will put on social media a picture of you shirtless at the beach.
Come on.
And it's
one beach. I mean, no, I'm at the beach.
It's your chest. It doesn't matter.
What's wrong with my chest?
It's odd. It's odd.
It's clean.
And that's what's odd about it. Because if you knew Timmy, if you saw it, you know, a couple weeks back, I shaved Timmy's leg.
Oh, yeah.
On the air.
Somebody in the chat, in the YouTube chat yesterday, asked me for a status update if I had ingrown hairs yet on the leg.
You're so hairy on your legs. You're like a monkey on your legs. Yet everywhere else, hairless. And it creeps me out.
The leg hair is still not fully grown back in. You had me wondering.
Why do you want it to grow back in? I did you a favor.
If I should just start shaving my legs.
Oh, we got a big day.
Become a swimmer.
Inside the Buckeyes, a new segment. Timmy knows a lot about the Buckeyes and some of the things we don't normally talk about with Ohio State athletics, so he's going to fill us in coming up at 3:46. Rapid fire at 4:30. The Pulse at 5 o'clock. We will do Jason's Beef with Jayson Stark at 5:30. He normally joins us on Monday, but he was too busy for us yesterday. He big-timed us. So today, 5:30, Jayson Stark. Jayson Stark has also promised me that some big baseball news is coming down sometime today.
And he left it at that?
I asked him what the news was. He said, I can't tell you. So I don't know what Jayson Stark's version of big news is.
And we don't know if it's breaking before he comes on.
He thinks it will, and then we'll be able to talk to him about it. But I don't know if it's something as stupid as, hey, baseball's playing in Sweden next year, which that to me does not constitute big news. Or it's, hey, Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah,
that's big news.
That's big news. Strike effective immediately. No more baseball. That'd be big. Would we still talk to Jayson every week? I think we would. In a shutdown.
We barely talk to him about baseball now.
Exactly.
So Jason's Beef coming up at 5:30. Cavs in a 3-1 hole. They're hosting the Pacers tonight. They obviously need it. Donovan Mitchell with the ankle. He's a game-time decision.
Oh, boy.
What's your read on this tonight?
My read is that this is just a really disappointing end, and I think it will be an end for the Cavaliers. It probably goes down tonight. I'm going to say they are. I'm going to say they're done tonight, and I think this makes them reconsider the top guys on the roster. And when I say that, I mean, your big four. It's certainly not going to be Donovan Mitchell. I mean, I like what he brings you, but when it comes to Mitchell, Garland, you make a choice there. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Maybe it's time to do something different with Jarrett, Evan having the youth, of course, but it's really disappointing because the regular season that you had, I did not expect Indiana to be causing this many problems. I understood that they were presenting some matchup issues, but I didn't think it was anything that Cleveland couldn't handle. And yeah, to have 64 wins and have it come down to this where you're fighting for your lives down 3-1, it's nothing to feel too good about.
The NFL dropping breadcrumbs ahead of the official schedule release. So we have more schedule information today. We have the international schedule. You excited about that?
No.
Well, I'm going to give it to you anyway. Yeah. All the international games. Steelers, Vikings in Dublin, Ireland, Week 4, September 28th. Browns, Vikings in London, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh, the Hotspurs.
Week 5, October 5th. Jets. So that's 2 Vikings, by the way. It's back-to-back Vikings. Vikings are going to be in Ireland, Week 4, and in London, Week 5.
So one's a home, one's a road?
That's right. And I'm seeing some people saying, well, how are they going to do it? How are they going to fly back to Minnesota? They're not going to fly back to Minnesota. What are you
talking about?
You have situations where if the Arizona Cardinals are playing the Giants and then the Bills in back-to-back weeks, they will stay on the East Coast and they will do their business that week.
Certainly if you're going overseas.
Right. They will stay there for the week. They will hold their practices there, and then they'll play. What is Dublin to London in a plane? 45 minutes?
Maybe, yeah. It couldn't be much longer than that.
I'm just saying, somehow they'll survive.
Shorter than a Chicago to New York City flight.
Jets and Broncos in London, Week 6. Jags and Rams in London, Week 7. Colts and Falcons in Germany and Berlin, Week 10. Dolphins and Commanders, your guy, in Madrid, Spain, Week 11. Now,
that's the first ever game in Madrid.
That's correct.
Or in Spain.
In Spain.
Yeah, first game in Spain.
Then there's the Brazil game, which is the Friday that the season starts. Season starts on a Thursday with, I want to say, the Eagles and who?
Cowboys.
That's right. How did I forget that, Teddy?
Teddy's guys.
Of course, you got to put the Cowboys there. I saw Troy Aikman picked them to win the Super Bowl, Ted.
Well, Troy's got to, throw him a bone. Right?
I think he was caught off guard by the question.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
He was joking.
Nobody else.
No, not Tebow. I don't want that.
That was all about Cox. Fletcher Cox.
I don't want that one either. I don't know what I'm doing with this soundboard right now.
What's happening?
Everything's in disarray because T-Bone and I split up the sound.
Are you clicking on something and it's different audio,
no,
or are you just
I'm
pushing the wrong buttons?
This is the one that I wanted.
Yeah, they definitely are monitoring his load.
Thank you, Troy.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's lost now. It's gone now.
That's not about balls, though, so you're allowed to play it.
So the game in Brazil, which is Chargers and Chiefs, right?
Yes.
That Friday?
Yep.
We learned today that's going to be a YouTube exclusive. So streaming on YouTube.
So free.
It's free,
Right.
but I mean, it's streaming, so we'll have some group of people bitching and moaning about something.
And they'll put normal advertisements in it. I mean, it'll play like a regular telecast on YouTube.
Now, YouTube was the home of the Sunday Ticket last year.
YouTube TV was, right?
Right.
Could you just buy it if you weren't subscribed to YouTube TV? I don't know.
You could just have it on your YouTube account.
Oh, okay. You could.
You don't have to have a YouTube TV subscription.
That's what I didn't know.
Yes, my point is, though, is that this is the first time YouTube has done this for an exclusive game.
Mm-hmm.
But they're used to people tuning in on a Sunday watching Sunday Ticket.
Right.
So I assume they wouldn't have an issue with bandwidth or anything like that.
No, but you say that now when it's the first game of a season, you just never know. And then that's the trouble with everything going the streaming route. And I've especially noticed them on Peacock. I swear theirs are the worst. Like they have the most trouble. They don't put any effort into pregame shows either. You ever tune in for one of their games?
And here's the thing on Peacock. You know that 15 people are watching.
Well, but not when it's an Ohio State football game.
Oh, football's different.
You got an Ohio State-Purdue football game, and it starts at its time. I don't know if that was a noon one the last time we played that game. Well, forget about it. 3:30. You tune in at 3:25, and there's nothing on the stream yet? Like, what are we doing? This is major college football. You can't dedicate 30 minutes to having people up there talking about the game or people in a studio?
Stream our pregame show.
Dude, put something on there.
We got the cameras on in here.
Put a graphic on there that says you're in the right place. Don't worry. Game will begin soon.
Ryan Day did the most obvious thing in the world. I'm going to tell you what it is coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to find slow traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. And there's a couple-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by True Green. Summer is better with True Green. Get the best lawn at the best price. For a limited time, get 75% off your first treatment. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. Restrictions apply. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter, he'll be there quick.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
If you've ever sprained a thumb because you can't get this dumb garage door to open, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors, straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes. Take me out to the ball game. Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gehanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy. For about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my window's way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hi there, I'm Ryan Reynolds, and like most actors, I have a list of things that I like to have on set. It's called a rider. It's just little things like wind chimes being blown by a easterly breeze, a 7-year-old calico cat to purr on my lap, and of course 2 freshly cracked eggs scrambled with crispy hash brown sausage crumble and creamy chipotle sauce from Tim Hortons. It smells amazing. Now where did I put that hand-carved wooden spoon? From my rider to Tim's menu, try my new scrambled eggs loaded breakfast box.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
Hello, radio listeners. The Fan has a new weekday lineup. T-Bone and Tyvis hitting leadoff at 6. Bishop and Friends stays at 9. That's not new. Rothman and Ice at noon. You already knew that. Common Man and Timmy at 3. That's slightly different. Even more inappropriate, if that's possible. And Beamer is the new host of the Buckeye Show. You're welcome. Or we're sorry. Pick one. Get all the details at 971thefan.com.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It changed. It's more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Temperatures today getting up into the mid-70s and cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. However, we still have chances of showers and thunderstorms, some which could be heavy downpours and gusty winds at times. For tonight, those chances continue with lows right around 60. And for Wednesday, we warm into the upper 70s with rain and storm chances still lingering. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
One has pizza sauce for blood.
The other is Rachel Maddow.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
I just saw some pictures that were posted by Gabby Thomas. She's an Olympian. She's a goddess.
Everyone
She's
knows
all
who
of it.
Gabby is,
no,
right?
Not people. Some people don't. I have to educate you on Gabby Thomas.
I don't know. We know you love her. She's your gal.
Let me tell you something.
If something happened to Kristen, you think that you've got a chance with
I
her,
don't have a chance.
Okay, you know that.
I don't have a chance, and something doesn't even need to happen to Kristen. Kristen's giving me the okay to go for it with Gabby.
I'm seeing some, I went to her Instagram, and there's video of her at the Met Gala 2025.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I don't care about that.
Striking red dress.
Also, today she released the Sports Illustrated swimsuit pictures because she's in it. And I guess do they still hit newsstands? Like, can you go buy a physical copy or you just ogle on the internet?
I don't know about
Anyway,
that.
she's in it. She's hot. I want to do things to her. She won't let me. The end.
Well, one can dream.
Oh, and I do dream.
Oh, what? Well, I just see something on Google Images. Is this the blue bathing suit? Are those the photos that you're seeing?
She has many. She has many different ones. She's got like a tan one.
There's a blue one piece, and it's pretty awesome.
And she's on this mission, or so she says, that she wants to showcase that strength is sexy.
Well,
and how girls that are in shape and work out can also be sexy.
Who says that it's not?
I don't know. And let me also say this. You know what else
she's
is
not
sexy?
a bodybuilder.
Sexy is sexy.
Yeah. You don't have to be ripped and shredded to be sexy. But if that is your thing, you can be sexy. But again, it's not like you have to turn yourself into a bodybuilder where it's muscle on top of muscle on top of muscle on top of muscle. No one's expecting that.
I had a health teacher in high school. She was really put together. I mean, she was...
Don't look at her in the shower.
I'm telling you. Biceps, strong, thighs that could just chop you in half.
Crack a coconut.
She also looked like Jeff Hornacek in a wig. All right? She was strong, but she wasn't sexy. Gabby, you've got it all. You're also a genius. You went to Harvard.
Oh, is she? Harvard grad?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
She's, what do you call this? Study of diseases. What do you call Fauci? What do you call him?
Oh, like
I know somebody's yelling at the TV. I call him a liar.
Oh.
That's what I call him.
Is that an epidemiologist?
That's it.
Yes. So she's that too.
Good.
At least she was.
Epidemiologist.
She's probably making too much money doing this now.
Yeah. Do you think she has time to pursue that while being a high level athlete, or is that for later
Her
on?
fiance looks like a goober too.
You know, I was
just a total goober.
I was in a sports memorabilia shop, the one up in Westerville a few weeks ago, and I found the case where they had, for collectors, they put the plastic over them, had the little cardboard backing, and it was just SI swimsuit edition after SI swimsuit edition, and they were all the covers of that era.
Not the
my
whole
life.
issues, just the covers?
No, they had the whole magazine, but they had the whole magazine in a protective case.
Put that under a black light.
Oh my! No, don't do that.
I mean, for me at least,
there were two that really stuck out to me, and it was Tyra Banks in a tiny little red or pink polka dot bikini. There was that one with the hair kind of swooped over her face the right way, and then there was one where Rebecca Romaine Stamos was wearing a metal bikini.
I remember it well.
It was a metal thong, and that was still in the early stages of you getting to see anything like that. You never saw Ace. Ace was never on display. We take Ace for granted now. You pop open Instagram, there's one right there in your face. That didn't used to happen.
Ace is almost wholesome now.
Ace is right.
It's right there.
If you're not doing it, people will say, "Oh, what's the matter with you? You afraid to show yourself?"
My God. Anyway,
Oh,
Gabby
my
Thomas. Hey, Jacob got a haircut. Look at that clean boy in there.
Look at this
Rhyme
guy.
time with the haircut. He's got
Hey.
the new job. He says, I got to get serious now.
Yeah.
I got to cut my hair.
For people that don't know that, with some of the things that we've had shifting around, Jacob Reimer, who's on our podcast, Mad About Hoops with Me and Evil, he's done a great job there. He's done a great job pushing me out, making social media content for College Hoops and Hoops Things on our accounts. He has been made full-time. He's a full-time good, clean boy, and he's producing the Buckeye Show for his main job. So congrats, Rhyme Time.
Yeah, whatever you said. I'm with you. Hey, Ryan Day did something that he absolutely had to do.
Yeah.
And that is he extended a scholarship offer to younger brother of Marvin Harrison Jr., Jet Harrison.
Yep. What is he, 6?
He's not 6, but he's class of 2028. There's no star rating on him because
I know he's not 6.
Because you can't have a star rating on class of 2028 yet, but he's 6'2", 178, going to be a sophomore this upcoming season at St. Joseph's Preparatory School in Philadelphia. And he already has offers from Boston College, Duke, Syracuse, Tennessee.
He's already so big.
He's already 6'2" and 178.
And Marvin Harrison Jr. said recently that he's definitely more talented than I ever was at that age. He's starting early with the routes and everything from my dad. I'm super excited to see how he comes along. It's going to be very scary.
I don't need to know anything about Jet Harrison. There are certain players that did so much for your program, that were so good for Ohio State. If they have an offspring or if they have a sibling, you have to extend a courtesy scholarship.
Sure.
I think so.
Sure.
I mean, look, Jet Harrison could turn out to be awesome. But if Ryan Day goes to St. Joe's Prep in, Philadelphia, and Jet Harrison comes out and he's got no legs, he still has to offer him a scholarship.
I mean, we can...
Just as a thank you.
Role? Yeah.
Just as a thank you. Look, if we got Herbie's kids just running around, there's a place for Jet Harrison.
Of course there is. If he could have a brilliant football mind, how could he not? If he didn't have legs, you don't think he would still be dedicating his life to studying the game? Why don't we have any legless coaches out there?
Legless coaches?
Yeah. People that just know the game. I mean,
is that
we
the
have
new
coaches.
Rooney rule? you must interview a coach without legs.
Yes. Come on. Got to have a legless coach go through the system.
All right, also this came down yesterday. 4-star corner 2026 class, Jordan Thomas.
That's a good classic name.
Has committed to Ohio State. 13th overall commit for 2026.
Mm-hmm. Bergen Catholics and New Jersey guy. Brings some toughness, brings some grit to his game.
Per 24/7 Sports, he's considered to be the 176th prospect nationally, 18th corner in the 2026 class. So
This puts the Buckeyes at 2 cornerbacks right now. Jacob Weatherspoon, kind of in that same boat, top 200, right around, I think 171 is his national rank. The other corner, he's from Avon, Ohio. So gets him a couple of cornerbacks in that 2026 cycle. So it's, they're not just good at recruiting wide receivers. I think we can get caught up with that. And they are outstanding. They just brought in Caden Dixon-Wyatt. And then there was that nice photo of Caden Dixon-Wyatt and almost all the current Buckeyes that are a part of this offense in 2025 hanging out in California. Chris Henry Jr. was one of the guys, another 2026 commit that was in that photo. So 2 wide receivers, 2 corners, a couple of safeties. And the safeties that they have in this 26 class are really talented. Blaine Bradford and Simeon Caldwell. They're 2 of the higher ranked guys in the country, Bradford especially. So I like what they're doing so far in 2026.
Some bad news today. If you're a Bengal fan, we'll talk about it in 2 minutes. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got slow traffic on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Livingston Avenue and I-70. And things are a little slow on westbound 70 downtown between 4th Street and the 71 West Split. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Is water damaging your home? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40. Period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay. Moving up payday so you could get your money faster. Up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
If the authorities looked at their Instagram accounts,
They'd be arrested immediately.
Daddy, what are you doing?
you're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Please subscribe to the podcast. By the way, I'll talk about the podcast in a second, but pretend it worked. Please subscribe to the podcast of this stupid show. It's available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Common Man and Timmy. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes to your device free of charge. Podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. Now, there are plenty of things that we here at the radio station screw up because we're stupid.
Absolutely.
The podcast was not up when it was supposed to be up yesterday. It is up now, yesterday's podcast, which I know for a lot of you does nothing, and I apologize. This was not us. It was an outside vendor that we use. It's no excuse, but it's an excuse. We're trying to remedy the problem, including potentially having those people killed. So
we know it had something to do with the changes of all the shows.
It doesn't matter. Shouldn't happen.
It's
unacceptable.
It's
first show.
Yeah.
It should be available on podcast when you want it to be. That's the whole point of in-demand listening. So very sorry. Hopefully tomorrow's podcast or today's
podcast
posts properly
after the show. We do want to say thank you to those that went to YouTube. Maybe that's not your way that you listen to the show.
And I understand that.
But that was the one way where you could have listened to yesterday's show and watched it at the same time. So you did get to see a monogrammed velour tracksuit. You at least get to see that visual.
Yeah, and the YouTube, you can still, listen to it like a podcast.
No, I know that, Teddy.
You don't have to watch it, yeah.
Yeah, because I've done that before where I just brought up the podcast and
but
I just
that's not
put
an
it in my
excuse to
pocket.
not be
No, it should be.
It should be there.
People subscribe to a certain service because they want it sent directly to their phone. They don't want to have to worry about it or go seek it out.
Right.
I'm a lazy F.
Right.
That's the way I listen to podcasts. If it's not in my phone, then I don't listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even seek myself out. If Gabby Thomas had a podcast, I probably wouldn't even go seek it out unless it came right to my phone.
So what platform do you use if you're just going to catch a pod? You got the
Apple
iPhone
podcast. I'm all Apple-fied.
You got the teeny tiny phone.
You know what?
Small phone.
What pisses me off.
Mikey have small phone.
Nobody bought this phone. This was the Mini. I like my phones to be small. I don't want to have a big giant iPad in my pocket. I've got my pad at home. Right? I want my phones to be small. I got a small little pocket. I want it to fit in my pocket.
Let me see that phone.
It's a tiny phone. And they don't make these anymore. I'm the only one who bought it.
You know what mine can do, though?
What?
So
flip?
Like you think that mine might be too big, but it flips?
No, that's stupid.
And it cuts in half. Get out of here. I took advantage of that the Samsung deal when I had a trade-in. And that was nice. I basically got the free phone.
Android moron.
I know. The green dot. I know.
I hate the green.
What's the difference?
I can't get a co-host that has a Apple because Bone had the green too.
Bone had a Google phone, didn't he?
Teddy's got the blue.
It screws up our group text.
It does. Teddy's got the blue.
Must be nice
to have the blue.
Must be nice to have Apple products. You probably have a slick Apple computer at home.
I do indeed. It's all streamlined.
It's right. It's all streamlined.
I got my pad. In different rooms of the house, I got the porn pad, I got the regular pad.
I'm stuck with HP products back at the household.
Maybe it'll pick up for you someday, Timmy.
I'm sure things will get better for you. I got news for you. That PC at home, that's bad, What
do you mean it's bad?
I mean, it's so old and so many sites have been visited at this point.
Oh, you got to clear that cache.
Oh, well, obviously that stuff's clear, but that sledgehammer needs to be taken to that thing. Disconnected,
Peter Gabriel.
Yep.
All right, Trey Hendrickson. Things are not going well.
Yeah.
With the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson. So he comes out today and he says that the Bengals essentially have stopped talking to him and his representatives. And now he believes it's personal. He thinks it's not only personal with him and the team. He thinks it's personal. He made some comments about how Zach Taylor and him.
Yeah.
had something going on and how he has absolutely no plans to play this season under his current contract. None.
And here's another layer to this. He also said, this is all happening today, so it's pretty fresh stuff. He said that, he was told he was going to be fined already if he doesn't attend the mandatory minicamp. He was told this 30 days in advance. And that told him, in his mind, that they have absolutely no plans to negotiate a new contract in the meantime. And
I don't necessarily know about that. I mean,
that's how he feels.
Right.
That's how he
guys
feels.
are fined all the time, and then they agree to a new deal, and those fines are usually wiped away, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, and I guess Zach Taylor, like you said, he's the one that sent him a text message telling him about that, and we'll see where this goes, but clearly this guy was a fantastic player. Everybody that follows the Bengals knows that. There were not a lot of bright spots defensively for this team, and this dude had 17 and a half sacks. He's one of the best players in football. But
let me ask you a question.
He's 30 years old, and he's playing with his second team, and you are wondering if, 17 and a half sacks each of the last 2 years. I'm pretty sure that's his peak, I think it's safe.
I think that's right. I think he's hit his ceiling.
That's his peak. Now, that's not to say he couldn't be a 15-sack guy this year, but that's less than 17 and a half. And this is the way it works when you've already invested a lot of money into the offensive players that we know about.
Your son, Jack.
Look at my boobies, Jack.
Yes, your son, Jack, is a Bengal fan.
Yeah. Oh, and just so you know, this is also what you've done to me, just devolving my levels of communication.
Why have I done it?
Just being around you. So I text Jack and I say, he's at school, but I say, hey, Jack, Bengals and Trey, no talkie. Just like that. And he says, disappointing, Jack sad.
That's good.
It is
fun.
Good.
You're simplifying it.
We no prepositions, no connector words. It's just a waste of time.
Look at my boobies, Jack.
You give me a bunch of crap for being an abbreviator, and it's essentially the same thing.
If I had said to Jack, some people may call him Simple Jack.
If you stupid ass.
If I had said to Jack at the end of the season, between Jamar Chase and what's his name?
T. Higgins.
The other one.
One of the best receiving tandem in football.
T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson. You're going to be able to sign 2 of those guys.
Yeah.
Would you have taken that?
Yes.
At the start of the offseason?
I think you would have.
All right, so as uncomfortable as this is, and I'm not even saying the Bengals are playing ball fairly. I'm not saying that Trey Hendrickson doesn't have a point and that he's disrespected. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying you managed to get 2 out of these 3 guys signed to long-term deals. Remember that.
And it's also Trey Hendrickson, look, has he outperformed his contract, the one that he signed with Cincy, which was a good deal? I don't know if it fit he got the bag for what people say out there for how he's paid, but he got some money. He earns more. He should have more coming in due to 17 and a half sacks each of the past 2 years.
What's his number this year? What's his number? Is it 11 and a half or something?
Let me see. He signed a 1-year extension. In 2023, he signed a 1-year extension on his 4-year, $60 million deal that he originally signed. Let me get the exact number on over the cap so I don't have that incorrect.
I hear you typing.
Yeah. A 1-year, $21 million deal.
So he's at 21 this year?
Yeah, $21 million. And he's an $18.6 million cap hit in 2025. What are his career earnings? $68 million, 68.2. So again, we understand this is the business side of football playing out. You've got a team that is saying, and I don't think the Bengals are trying to say they don't appreciate what he did, and that's exactly why he's pissed off, because he hasn't been compensated like some other players out there.
I understand why he's pissed off. I understand why maybe the Bengals are pissed off.
This is what you have to take. You are not going to get everything you could get on the open market if you want to stay on a team that hopes to be a Super Bowl contender, that has the nucleus on offense of Joe Burrow Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That costs a lot of money. It might not be completely fair, but Higgins and Chase and Burrow are all younger than you are, and that is the focal point of this team right now. So, I don't know.
It's almost like the Bengals can't win either, because the Bengals go out and they sign T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to these contracts.
Yeah.
And
they're still viewed as cheap.
The news the next day is, oh, man, did they overpay? How stupid are these guys? Blah, blah, blah. When they actually went out and they spent the money they should have spent. Right?
Yeah.
Now,
you're right.
T. Higgins and Jamar Chase did the smart thing. They had the same agent, and they sort of, played the team against the both of them, and they won.
And they got tons of money. The Bengals really had to open up the checkbook. They had to do it for Joe.
That's fine.
And now they did it with T and Jamar, and it's tough to do it for everybody.
It doesn't wipe out all the previous cheapness. I understand that. And to a certain extent, they're still cheap. When you look at the NFLPA player grades that they give the facilities and the catering and all that other crap, that they're still a cheap organization. But they went out and spent the money they needed to spend. And now they're in this thing with Trey Hendrickson. He thinks it's personal. But I'm seeing the same articles about how cheap the Bengals are from the same people that just a month or two ago were talking about how dumb they were for overpaying.
I will say this, though. And you'll have to wait and see, right? Because we've seen this story and this song and dance before. But after they paid all these guys, obviously Trey Hendrickson withstanding, if they don't get off to a reasonable start.
Well, that's a completely different conversation.
It is a different conversation, but still, you cannot sit back and allow Zach Taylor to just make a bunch of changes on the coaching staff. It will come down on your head if this happens again.
He can't start a season.
No more starting 1-4. No more starting 2-3. You are too good for that.
I agree.
And if you build your team offensively, I don't care if you have a below average defense. You still need to win most of your football games by dynamic offense.
Maybe you think you know about Ohio State athletics, but Timmy Hall is going to prove you wrong. We go inside the Buckeyes coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Things are moving a little slow on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and 315. We also have a couple-minute delay on southbound 315 between 670 and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole. For 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and, of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Find everyday savings and bargains on produce, meat, and more. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting long-term lower prices. With our weekly sales, deals for days promotions, and My Perks loyalty program, Giant Eagle helps make the most out of every shopping trip. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle and Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa!
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic!
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes!
That's you taking another sip of your... Do the do.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
Bobby Carpenter is taking morning juice to YouTube. Catch Bobby and Tito on the Fan's YouTube page weekday mornings from 6 to 8. More Bobby, less commercials, and you can watch him scratch himself.
Decent people everywhere will get offended.
The Fan.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. From the hardwood to the warehouse, performance matters. That's why Caster Connection, proudly based in Columbus and trusted nationwide, delivers industrial caster and wheel solutions to keep operations rolling smoothly. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit casterconnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
They refer to each other as stupid, so they must get along.
We fight a lot, but at the end of the day, it's okay, because we really do hate each other.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Fish has handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow.
Plug away.
T-Bone and Tyvis, it's a brand new morning show. It's Sweeping the Nation. That'll be on from 6 to 9 tomorrow morning. I listened to day 2 today, which I thought was even better than day 1, which I thought may have been the best radio I've ever heard in my entire life.
Tyvis's first 2 words are the most energetic good morning. He just leaves out the Vietnam. It's the only thing that separates him from Robin Williams and how excited and energetic he is right at 6 o'clock.
It actually annoys me.
Because a man can be a real human man.
He's excited.
Can be that happy at 6:02 in the morning.
Rothman and Ice, Adam Schefter will be on at 12:30. Tomorrow on this show, the debut of a brand new segment, Leather Jacket Time, with 10 TV's Nicole Sheeran. 10 TV's Nicole Sheeran. She's going to come in here. She's going to talk to us, and we're going to wear leather jackets. That's pretty much the entire segment.
And she has told me, because I think I've only noticed the black leather jacket, and then the pink leather jacket is hard to miss.
She's got leather, baby.
And she has 7 different leather jackets.
Well, the pink leather jacket was from her brief but steamy affair with Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yes. Yeah. Bret the Hitman Hart.
That was her parting gift. He's just handle his conquest leather jacket.
Derek Jeter used to have the gift basket.
That's right.
For
Bret Hart would hand you the wraparound sunglasses.
You get the A-frames, the jackets, the half jackets from Bret, and a pink leather jacket.
Even though he wore the black leather jacket. I'm aware of that. Teddy's giving me the evil eye. And tomorrow, name dropping with Jeff Rimmer. He is chomping at the bit. He called me today to chat, so he's alive. No promises for tomorrow, but that is all tomorrow on The Fan. New segment. Timmy's going to help us go inside the Buckeyes.
Common Man and Timmy present Inside the Buckeyes.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, Timmy, explain what the essence of this segment is supposed to be.
The essence for this segment is to go a little bit deeper. On the Buckeye Show, I used to always call it going around the block-o, right? We talk a lot of football in all sorts of segments, right? When football is buzzing, we're going to give you those stories. I might give you a men's basketball story here, for example, that's a little bit underneath the surface, like filling out the assistant coaching staff. So we're going to hit some
Under
men's
the radar
hoops,
stuff.
some baseball, some Olympic sports, under
All right,
the radar
I'm excited for it.
storylines. Let me start you with this. I don't know if we discussed this. This came down last Friday for people that didn't realize it. Lost an assistant coach this cycle, talking Buckeye men's basketball. Taylor Battle is going back to Penn State. All right, wish him well. It was a year here. You get a chance to go back to your alma mater, where I believe he's the all-time leading scorer, or if not one of them in school history. So he's gone, and Jake Diebler has announced the addition, or did on Friday, of Brian Walsh as the next assistant coach on the staff.
Brendan Walsh?
Brian Walsh.
Brian Walsh.
Not Brendan.
Right.
Do you like how they have more assistants now? Used to be 3 was the cap. Now up to 5 bench coaches in college basketball.
When I say
they have
Brendan,
a lot of
it's
minds.
Brandon Walsh.
It's
from 90210.
That's Brandon.
Brandon
Yeah,
Walsh.
not Brendan. Brendan Shanahan.
And Brenda.
Brenda, that's right. Brenda Walsh was,
yes.
What's her name, who's now dead?
Yes. So anyway.
Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty.
May she rest in peace.
Shannon Doherty? Oh,
Dead.
why am I you say Shannon Doherty, I'm thinking of Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie.
Not dead.
Different woman, not
Career dead.
Yes, she's doing Hallmark movies now, so I think it's dead. Although it worked out all right for Candace Cameron Bure. So, new assistant coach for the Buckeye basketball team. Walsh spent the past 8 seasons on staff at Indiana, so he's got Big Ten experience. You like to see that. He was the recruiting coordinator and also the director of operations. He was part of 149 wins and a pair of NCAA tournament appearances. So we hope that he's a great addition to this staff. I think he's going to be a nice one. I like the assistants that Jake put together for year 1, and it's good to see the nucleus of those guys hit through a recruiting cycle and a transfer portal cycle.
I'm going to have to get used to this because, T-Bone was sitting next to me for a long time, and everything he said was, I hate Jake Diebler and blah, blah, blah. You, have phone sex with Jake Diebler, and you give him a hickey.
I'm not anointing Jake Diebler just yet. I think there's a lot riding on this season.
All right.
I'm not going to
Go
throw in the towel on the guy after one season. So this was unfortunate. 2 tough ones for Buckeye athletics. How about the men's tennis program? They're really consistent. You know what I mean? They're top 10 consistently, sometimes better than that. They have tremendous regular seasons.
Haven't they won the Big Ten the last 57 years or something?
They've made it to the final, I think, for 21 straight years
something like
in the
that.
Big Ten. But they fell to 12th ranked Mississippi State 4-2 in the NCAA round of 16. So
Egg Bowl.
Their run is done. They were the Big Ten champs, but their run is done. And another rough one in men's sports. Men's lacrosse. They were having the season for the ages. They won the Big Ten regular season. They had to beat Michigan on the road in Ann Arbor. They had a late regular season loss to Maryland. So when they go to the Big Ten tournament, where's it held? Ann Arbor. So they got to go right back there. They do the deal. They win the tournament, and they catch the first round game against Notre Dame, defending national champs, and they get rolled in this one, 15-6. So the 4th-ranked Buckeyes, or the number 4 seed Buckeyes, excuse me, they finished the year 14-3. That's too bad. And the Buckeye baseball team is going to be finishing its season this week. They had a game canceled. It was supposed to be Butler. Thad Matta and the Butler Bulldogs were to be here tonight.
I would rather have Thad Matta
coach
that the
team?
Buckeye baseball team.
Oh,
it's time to fire Bob Todd.
No.
It's over for Bob Todd.
So, if you must know, it is a first-year head coach. His name is Justin Hare, and he came from Campbell. And
I knew that.
The cupboard is not full. It was, again, you can't really put this on him first year. It's going to be about the investment in the program. Are the NIL funds going to give this program a chance to be competitive? But they are 12-35, and it can never be acceptable to not even make your conference tournament. And that's not going to happen for the Buckeyes. They start the last set against Illinois at home on Thursday at 6 o'clock. Matty A and the boys will start things up at 5:55 on 1460 Columbus, ESPN Columbus.
Timmy, that was fantastic.
Oh, you're
forgot
welcome,
to mention
Mike.
Kyle Snyder and the fellatio.
Oh, we did that yesterday.
All right. Timmy believes something, and I believe that Timmy is stupid. And I'll tell you what it is coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Watch for some slowdown due to an accident that's on East Broad Street at Noah Bixby Road. We've got slower traffic on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 315 and Sawmill Road. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Guys, don't waste your time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit our TRT experts at Low T Center today for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. With the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment, you're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. Offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. fixmylowt.com.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the putt at 18, and today, Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Dealin' Days are back at Lindsay Honda. Lock in your deal in May. Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas. Simply pick your new 2025 Honda and enjoy 0% for up to 60 months. Yes, 0% for up to 60 months on all new 2025 Hondas, including HRV, Pilot, and Ridgeline.
Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Lindsay's got it, and you're gonna save.
See you, Lindsay Honda, during Dealin' Days. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. It is a big sale at Universal Windows Direct. You're getting an incredible 50% off your windows. That's half off, and it gets even better. For a limited time, you get no interest and no payments for 12 months. That's a whole year. I got to tell you when something's half and when something's a year. You also get a free entry door with your window purchase. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. Give them a call, 614-502-5220, or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Cleveland Cavaliers playing for the postseason lives tonight as they host Indiana in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Semis. Pacers lead 3-1. Status of the Cavs' Dunham and Mitchell remains unknown due to an ankle injury. Also tonight, Denver at Oklahoma City. That series is tied at 2 apiece. Baseball, Cleveland Guardians going for back-to-back wins when they host Milwaukee. Cincinnati Reds off an off day will entertain the Chicago White Sox. Clippers at home with Omaha tonight. Cincinnati Bengals defenseman Trey Hendrickson stating today he will not play for the team under his current contract. He led the NFL with 17.5 sacks last season and has 1 year remaining on his deal. The NFL's international schedule. Some of those games leaked out today. We know that the Cleveland Browns will face Minnesota October 5th in London. This update brought to you by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The only show that can bring a dead queen back to life. This is Common Man and Timmy.
Rapid Fire coming up at 4:30. Rapid Fire. Jason's beef with Jayson Stark. We normally talk to Jayson on Mondays, but he had stuff going on yesterday, so he's coming on today at 5:30. And I just saw this baseball news come down.
Woo!
That officially Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson off of the banned list. So they can reanimate themselves, come back to life, and have a place in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, yep.
Essentially, these guys are going to go in the Hall of Fame. That's what that means.
Well, hey, I mean, the lifetime ban for Shoeless Joe, I mean, it long since ran its course.
When did he die?
Right, what did Ray, I mean, I feel like Ray Kinsella said, died in 62. He's dead. He's dead for over, at the time, 20 years. Hey, Dad?
Stop. Let me tell you something about Field of Dreams. Now, the day that I liked you a little bit less was that when you looked at me with a straight face and told me that Field of Dreams was a science fiction movie.
God. Oh, do we have to do this?
Yes, we do have to do it. Because it's one of the dumbest things I ever heard.
I think I heard you bring this up to Jayson Stark a month or two ago. You asked him about baseball movies. What did you ask him? Like Bull Durham or Field of Dreams?
And he said Bull Durham.
He did say Bull Durham.
And you know what, though? That's the answer that most baseball people give.
I just know that, and Stark even talked about this. Field of Dreams isn't so much a baseball movie. It's got baseball wrapped around it. So, yes, they can show it on MLB Network. It's got Kevin Costner and it's got Shoeless Joe, but it's about dead baseball players coming back to life and they walk out of corn. There is a little bit of the, like,
no,
it's not science fiction, but it's fantasy.
That's fine.
And
That's
fantasy and science fiction.
That's
kind of blend.
No, they
and
don't. That's a different genre.
They hold hands.
No,
a little
you're
bit.
stupid. So Game of Thrones is science fiction?
No.
You idiot.
No.
It's fantasy. That's fine. I'll accept that answer.
Okay, then let's meet in the middle at Fantasyland. It's certainly a fantasy. But it's great.
Why do you
I
say
love
Field
it.
of Dreams is not a baseball movie? Yes, it is a baseball movie.
I didn't say that it's not a baseball movie. I'm saying it's lesser of a baseball movie than Bull Durham is. Bull Durham is just dark and drab, and it captures the essence of being a minor league baseball player. It is a beautiful film. I really do love it. I can go back and forth between Bull Durham and Field of Dreams, but they both hold
Field of Dreams.
No, they both hold special
So
places in my
Shoeless
heart.
Joe off the ban list, Pete Rose off the ban list. I know a lot of you Reds fans out there are excited about this news, and I'm not going to, pee-pee on your parade. I've done that for, 22 years here at the Fan. I've been the guy who says that Pete Rose should not be in the Hall of Fame, should never be in the Hall of Fame. And those who minimize what he did by just saying, well, he bet on his own team. How's that bad? Then you're stupid and don't know anything about baseball. Sorry. You're stupid. However, the man's dead now. I'm all about holding grudges.
I know you are.
And I'm all about, let's say that Pete, at the end of his life, was wasting away in an old people's home. I don't think he was, but let's just say he was. And if it were me, I would go into the room and I'd say, Pete, I have some news for you. Just got off the phone with Rob Manfred and my friends at Major League Baseball. And I want you to know that you're going to die and never be in the Hall of Fame. And then I'd walk out of the room. That's fully acceptable, but now he's dead. Doesn't matter anymore. Go ahead, put him in.
Would you have rather told him that you will get in?
No. I don't want any of that.
Not until you're dead.
No.
So you'll never be able to enjoy it.
I don't want him to even know.
I mean,
that there's a time. And maybe he knows. Maybe there's, afterlife and he's with the Shoeless Joe and the corn and all that. I have no idea.
It is quite a penalty. I mean, lifetime ban. And I understand your side of it too, because you're not changing what you did. You're not changing what the punishment was or what the crime was, is what I meant to say. But I do think that that's a pretty hefty sentence that you served. You have died. You are not on planet Earth anymore.
That's fine, and I'll allow it.
It's
the only time.
Your family, your legacy gets to live on a little bit.
I'll allow it.
You didn't murder anybody.
Go ahead.
You cheated on the game.
People talk about that. It's like,
we get it.
When does it end? So he's not in jail. All right, he's not in jail. He was living his life. He's signing baseballs in a mall in Las Vegas. Nobody put him in jail. They did say you can't earn a paycheck in an official capacity from Major League Baseball or be paraded around. Oh, my God, how horrible. He's still doing furniture commercials with Yum Yum when he's 70 years old. He's not in, maximum security prison. What are we talking about?
I feel like Pete Rose and John Daly would have a hell of a good autograph signing together. John kind of hangs out in the Hooters parking lot outside of Augusta National Golf Club. Just ready to sign
random
anything.
Loose women are trying to stab both of them.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure he's signed busts before, You put whatever you want in front of me, I'll sign it. But, I think back to Shoeless Joe as well. And, I mean, the guy, you go back to Field of Dreams. He played for nothing, man. He played for food.
I get that.
Played for food money.
But even Shoeless Joe's, a lot of people, Shoeless Joe, he was too stupid to know what he was doing.
Hit the series only home run? You think he's throwing it?
Okay, well, you know what? The other side of that is, doesn't matter if you actually went out there and tried to throw it. You took their money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You took the money from the mobsters who wanted to throw the World Series. Whether you went out there and tried to do anything to actually do it, well, I don't know.
What's through?
No, it's what's to spend.
No, she says.
Did she say what's throw?
What's through? It means gamblers paid them to lose.
All right,
Thanks,
Shoeless Joe's dead. Great. Let's celebrate him. Pete Rose is dead. Great. We'll have a Reds parade down in Cincinnati. Jeff Ruby can be the Grand Marshal, and Yum Yum can be there, and everything's great.
I just love the grouping of these two players together for the ESPN.com article that I'm reading, because it gives you the news. A historic sweeping decision. Commissioner Rob Manfred on Tuesday removed Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson and other deceased players from Major League Baseball's permanently ineligible
Who else has
list.
been released?
Manfred. Well, these are
the other 7. The other White Sox 7.
Let me go down. If the ruling is about dead players, yeah, Manfred's ruling removes a total of 16 deceased players and 1 deceased owner from MLB's ban list. A group that includes Jackson's teammates, ace pitcher Eddie. Oh, how do you pronounce his name? I've seen the movie.
Eddie.
Is it Seacott?
Seacott, yeah.
Seacott. Third baseman George Buckweaver. The so-called Black Sox scandal is one of the darkest chapters in baseball history, the subject of books and, of course, the 1988 film, 8 Men Out.
Here's what I want to know. Was she officially on the ban list? Did they put Marge Schott on the ban list? I know they made her sell the team, but was she banned?
Was she the deceased owner that it's referring to?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm looking at you.
I don't have it.
But I want to put, if Pete's going in, I want Marge to go in. And I want a stuffed version of Shotzi to go into her dog. And I want there to be a little piece of AstroTurf from the old stadium that Shotzi will just crap on. I want that to be in Cooperstown.
For me to poop on.
Oh, it's Shotzi. What did I do? We had breaking news. I didn't pay off on the teams.
Yeah, no,
but
that's big news. Pete Rose, Shoeless
good.
Joe Jackson.
Fine. Good for Pete.
Comes to Iowa.
Good for Joe. They're dead, but now they're off the ban list. I'm all for holding a grudge. And I think Major League Baseball did a great job holding that grudge.
Shoeless Joe and these Black Sox scandal guys had to wait a little bit longer. What? That's stupid. Had to wait a little bit longer. Pete's still dead.
They're all dead.
They're dead. You can't wait any longer. But, I mean, I guess if you're in the corn.
How do you know? They're in the corn.
And they're
waiting. They're waiting, yes.
They keep going back and playing pickup baseball. They've still had to wait a long, long time.
Guess in my corn.
You ghost.
All right, Timmy's stupid about something. I'll tell you what it is coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Slower traffic is causing a 10-minute delay on eastbound 70. On the east side from Livingston Avenue to 270. We've got a couple minutes slowdown on westbound 670 from Grandview Avenue to I-70. This report is sponsored by Erie Insurance. Celebrating 100 years of protecting your family's most priceless moments. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance. ErieInsurance.com. That's ErieInsurance.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere.
It's in my eyes.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
Are you experiencing knee pain? Is something as simple as walking up and down the stairs painful? Well, I found the answer to your pain. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. What Columbus Medical Director Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team are doing is nothing short of remarkable. They are using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing old tissues. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, risks, there's no surgeries involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. The patient satisfaction reports are astonishing. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatment that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
This summer, something wild is coming to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens soon. Get closer than ever to Mexican wolves, river otters, and more in stunning new habitats. Experience wildlife and conservation in action. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
Hey, it's Anthony. You know what the slogan is at the Good Feet store? Good feet, good life. Friends have asked me, how are my personally fit arch supports different from the inserts and insoles they can buy online or in department stores? There are big differences. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to provide me firm yet flexible function. What does that do? They actually help correct poor foot biomechanics, which leads to providing me long-term pain relief. I was also the guy who thought, well, if I buy good shoes, my feet won't hurt. It wasn't a bad thought. A lot of people think shoes are always the problem, when in reality, it's often the foot that goes into the shoe that's the real source of discomfort. When I got my personally fit Good Feet arch supports, my feet felt stabilized. The pain and discomfort went away. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people just like me discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
May I have your attention for some important programming news? Whew. Sorry. T-Bone and Tyvus are hosting mornings weekdays at 6. That means Common Man and Timmy will share Bro Love at 3. My thoughts exactly. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to newnordicusa.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, new Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunny clouds around, pretty mild with scattered showers and a few storms possible on this Tuesday. Temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Overnight, mainly cloudy skies and temperatures starting off your Wednesday around 60 degrees. Again, the chance of scattered showers and a few late-day storms on Wednesday with highs in the mid-70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
A show with copious amounts of fart sounds. Emphasis on copious.
Oh no, I get a fart, but I don't know which way to lean.
This is Man and Timmy.
I want to talk to you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. Are you dealing with what they call ED, erectile dysfunction?
All the time.
If you're... No, you're not, because I know that you go to Tri-State Men's Health.
That's why I do.
You know, you can't just fix the problem on your own. You can't just flick it until it works. It's not a permanent solution. It's an honest-to-God medical issue. So go to the experts that know how to fix it. My friends at Tri-State Men's Health have treatments with success rates well over 90%.
Dear God.
Some treatments can have you last an hour or more. What are you going to do with the 55 minutes after you're finished? I don't know, but you can. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. Includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. Initial consult is free. Free. This is a limited time offer, so schedule today. Give them a call, 800-900-9654, or visit TriStateMen'sHealth.com.
The good old T and PSA test. It's different than the P and TSA test that they give you at the airport.
That's correct.
That's the bad one.
Is it?
It could be.
News today, Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe among those removed from Major League Baseball's banned list. They are eligible for the Hall of Fame. Now, that does not mean that they will vote him into the Hall of Fame.
Correct. That just means that you're allowed to vote for these guys.
You've got guys on the ballot right now that are, steroidy guys, certainly have the credentials and the numbers to be not just Hall of Famers, but in the upper echelon of the Hall of Fame.
First ballot Hall of Famers.
Right. And they're not being voted in because of that perceived advantage that they had. So I don't know if Pete Rose will automatically be accepted into Cooperstown, but now he is at least eligible if you felt like this was a tragedy and needed to be corrected.
I mean, this rule became known as the Pete Rose rule in time. And now it's lifted, and I know a lot of Cincinnati baseball fans are thrilled about this because Charlie Hustle holds a place that's near and dear to your heart. And we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, he's the hit king, one of the best players in the history of the game. So
that was never in dispute.
I think, I don't know, Mike. What to you if you go steroids versus gambling? Is there one that takes the cake more than the other, or do you have to really dissect what each case was?
Here's what I said. About the whole steroid situation. We can play this game. Did this person do this? This person do that? Fine. This person had back knee. If at any point Major League Baseball punished you for performance-enhancing drugs, to me, that makes you ineligible for the Hall of Fame. All right? So A-Rod, twice, has been suspended. That makes him, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion. I got the microphone in front of my face. Ineligible for the Hall of Fame. If you can prove that you did this, prove with a positive test conducted by Major League Baseball, then that's what I need to know.
Are we talking about a lifetime ban? Would you be cool?
You are ineligible.
Rescinded?
You are ineligible for the Hall of Fame.
Never ever.
Well, you can die, I guess, and then they think differently.
Same as this, till death.
Yes, and in this case, this is the other huge no-no, and for a long time it was the ultimate no-no. Now steroids obviously is lumped in with that, but before we even knew about steroids, it was you can't gamble on baseball. Everybody knew it.
Mm-hmm.
You had the example in the early part of the 20th century with the Black Sox. This is what can happen to you.
They were all banned, and you knew what the consequences would be. And Pete Rose knew it.
He knew it. He did it.
He lied about it for so many years and would not come clean.
He didn't admit anything. The only time he admitted to it was when it was time for him to sell a book.
Right.
That was the only time. And even then, it was half-truths.
It was decades later when lying had run its course and the evidence was just overwhelming. I mean, it was a fact that he bet on baseball and he finally came clean. I still remember Jim Gray putting him on the spot at the All-Star game in front of everybody and how poorly Pete felt about that. But guy's just doing his job and, trying to get questions to something that you've never answered.
You know who's happy today?
Who?
Rimmer's happy today.
Yeah, because the book. Jeff Rimmer's writing a book.
Jeff Rimmer's writing a book. Well, he says he's writing a book. I've yet to see it.
And there's a piece in it about...
He was tight with Pete. Now, they had a blow-up where Pete tried to punch him in the face, but at one point, he was tight with Pete. He had respect for Pete. And I know over the years that Jeff has been very adamant that Pete deserves to be celebrated in the Hall of Fame, as a lot of you are. And so today, this is your day. It's not St. Patty's Day. That's a different day entirely. NBA draft lottery last night. Oh, I was glued to my TV.
Oh,
Timmy, you know me.
We talked so much about this yesterday, getting people primed and ready for it.
The Mavericks had just a 1.8% chance to win the lottery.
Oh, no worry, though.
But they jumped 10 spots to grab the number 1 pick, the biggest jump by any team in lottery history.
Oh, good for them.
According to ESPN research. Now,
I don't like it.
You hate this.
I don't like it. I think the lotteries suck. I hate the lottery. I think if you are willing to be that bad, and okay, let me rephrase that, because I do care about tanking. I think it sucks. We talk a lot about it, right? Especially with the way that the sport of baseball works. And I'm sure at a time or two you have been fans, especially being here in Ohio, whether that's the Indians/Guardians, Reds at times, a lot of times. I'm an Orioles fan. There's been a lot of periods throughout the past decade or so where you wondered how much they're putting into the team. There's still a lot of clubs like that. And I think the sports to a sport, they can do more as far as anti-tanking measures than just this lottery system. There's some point for me where I think if you've been bad that many times, it would be nice if you could be guaranteed a number 1 overall pick to try to help turn the tide for your franchise. I feel like this has always gone against the Jackets, even when they have been the worst team in the National Hockey League. And I don't know if you could point the finger at them and say, you're just trying to be the worst. I think they would love to get out of whatever they're in. I think we can see them that they're on their way. But to see the Mavericks, who trade away Luka Doncic, and then they're gifted with Cooper Flagg, oh, to me, that sucks. I hate how that works out.
First of all, I don't have a problem with the lottery. To me, it's just good old-fashioned chaos, and I thought that's what we liked in sports, was the chaotic aspect of anybody can win this. You know, it's a television product to sell. Who's going to win? But what was the scandal with the frozen card? Was that the Shaq year or the Penny year?
Patrick Ewing.
Oh, it was a Patrick Ewing year.
Patrick Ewing.
Didn't the Magic get back-to-back years where Shaq and Penny is the number 1 pick? I want to say yes.
You could be right about that.
Anyway, look, lottery doesn't bother me. Mavericks had the chance. You can think it's all rigged. Some people do. Whatever. Not going to change your mind.
No, I'm not even saying that it's a conspiracy or anything.
For me, I know you're not.
I'm just saying,
but some people do.
When you are the worst team, and maybe you're the worst team by a margin,
I'm done rewarding
you only have a percentage chance.
Terrible, because chances are it's the same teams every single year who are in the bottom of the poo-poo pile vying for this number 1 pick because they don't know how to run a business. They don't know how to put a winning product on the field, ice, court, whatever you want to call it. And so I would go Oppo Taco. First team out gets the number 1 pick.
I feel bad.
I don't feel bad.
I feel bad for the fans of those franchises. We were talking about this earlier, and we hit on something. There should be a rule that forces owners to sell their team for fair market value.
If
you go through a period of time and you can't reach a certain
I've said this a million times.
Less than mediocre benchmark.
You, as an owner, are buying in. You are buying a franchise. Franchise, it's part of a larger umbrella. You know, it should be in the franchise agreement. Because, look, when they open up a McDonald's down the street, yes, that's independently owned and operated, but they're part of a bigger entity.
Yeah.
You can't just one day say, you know what, Big Mac, I don't like the secret sauce. Honey mustard. You'd get a call from McDonald's corporate saying, no, you can't do that.
Dead Ray Kroc would visit your restaurant and strangle you.
And if you tried to do the right way, then we're going to take this franchise away from you. And you can open up McDowell's down the street, but you will not have a McDonald's.
The golden arcs.
I say that as an owner, if over I'll give you 10 years, a 10-year period, you cannot hit a winning percentage that is agreed upon, then you have to sell your team.
Yeah.
And it's going to be different for every sport. All right. There should also be a minimum salary floor. People are always focused on the cap. I'm not so much focused on a cap. I'm focused on a floor, especially when it comes to Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
This is the minimum you have to spend.
And you know what? As far as the lottery goes, can we at least up the percentage? Would that be agreeable to you? If you want to keep this lottery system to where you still have a chance of not getting that number 1 pick if you really are the worst.
The Mavericks had a 1.8% chance. What do you want to up it to? 0.1?
It's not really about the Mavericks. It's about the percentage chance for the worst team. How high is that percentage chance?
Why do you want to protect the weak all the time?
I'm not trying to protect the weak. I'm trying to protect their fans. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, they're fans.
They're the ones that suffer. You should not just leave your team because they suck. You're born into the suck.
I didn't say you leave
and you
them.
got to stay, so I'm trying to look out for them.
What you do is you show up and you got bags on your heads and you start sell the team chance and you pick it outside.
Yes,
you do all that crap.
You do that for a while, but before long, you just want to end it. It's not fun for that long. My God.
This isn't supposed to be fun, Timmy. It's supposed to be sports.
It's work. Make work your favorite.
Rapid fire in 2 minutes. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for an accident that's blocking the 2 left lanes on westbound 270 on the north outer belt at US 23. Emergency crews are on scene, adding to that holdup. And we've got a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Are your floors sagging? Are musty smells reeking throughout your home? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the crawl space repair experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes. This week's honoree is Stuart McGinn, a 12-year patrol veteran of the Columbus Police Department who's seen the toll that high-stress work takes on first responders. Inspired by CPD's Therapy Dog Unit, Stu found a way to give back by training his rescue dog, Albie, to become a certified therapy dog. Together, they volunteer at Ohio Health, offering comfort to frontline healthcare workers, one tail wag and smile at a time.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
#1 pizza expert and the #4 college basketball expert at the radio station.
Just from looking at your clothes and weight, I can tell you all watch a lot of free network television.
This is Man and Timmy.
Big news coming down today. Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe, other deceased players have been removed from the permanently ineligible list. And so they can be considered for the Hall of Fame. We actually got a statement from the Hall of Fame saying that the Historical Overview Committee will develop the ballot of 8 names for the Classic Baseball Era Committee, which evaluates candidates who made their greatest impact on the game prior to 1980, to vote when it meets next in December of 2027.
2 more years.
December of 2027. 2.5 years.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well,
we'll talk about it with Jayson Stark coming up at 5:30.
This is obviously a huge story to see Pete Rose and his name out there. Cincinnati Reds legend, and a name like Shoeless Joe Jackson, who I think most people know him from Field of Dreams. That's probably where most people get their Shoeless Joe Jackson references.
Do you know that Babe Ruth copied his swing?
Do you know that Ray Liotta was not even hitting from the correct side of the plate?
That's correct.
But why change something like that?
You know what, though? I'm usually a stickler for that stuff. I can't picture anybody else in that role.
Ray?
It had to be Ray Liotta.
It's never too long ago since I watched the movie. And I think between Costner and Ray Liotta, pretty solid baseball work.
I mean,
as far as Costner pitching and Ray and his baseball swing.
You got Moonlight Graham, who was
Burt Lancaster. No one's called me Moonlight in over 50 years.
James Earl Jones is dead now.
Take care of this family.
You got stupid moron. You got Shoeless Joe, Ray Liotta. They're all in the corn now.
I think you better stay here, Ray.
Rapid fire.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling. From sump pumps and water heaters to full heating and cooling repair and replacement. The Waterworks tackles it all. Call 614-232-2222.
Hell of a read. Rapid fire number 1.
If the Buckeyes were going to play just one night game this year, then which opponent would you choose for them to play in that game?
I'm on an island by myself. Timmy yelled at me about this yesterday. I saw the poll question about this. You've all spoken. You all love night games. I get it. I would rather have every single game at noon. But if I have to choose a game to be played at night...
You do have to choose.
I know, and Teddy's making me choose. It would be game number 1 against Texas.
Since you say that,
since you've been gone,
I'll take Penn State.
Why? Why can't you just say, I agree with you, common man?
Well, because I obviously agree with you. We talked about it yesterday, but for the fun of the segment, Penn State's also a very, very big game. I'll take that one if it couldn't be Texas, since you got that one.
Rapid fire number 2.
The NFL is playing several games outside of the United States this year. If you had to go watch your team play a game outside of the U.S., then which international city would you choose for them to play in?
I love London. It's my favorite city in the world. It's international, it's exotic, and yet it's familiar because they speak English and I'm a lazy F. So London is my choice.
You know, I used to be infatuated because Edmonton being a North American town, I like a good map, and I'll spend time just seeing where cities are in relation to others. But I think we can do better. I'm looking at would it be the longitudinal line, the ones that go east-west? That's longitude, right?
That's right.
Latitudes, north-south.
No.
Yeah.
Lat is
long,
flat.
Around. Oh, God, did I have that mixed up?
Yeah, lat is flat.
Edmonton.
Long is long.
Edmonton, very far north,
Why
right?
You're
very
picking
far north.
Edmonton?
No. What I'm saying is for the summertime, not north enough. I think I'd like to go to Iceland and go to Reykjavik. I don't know if they got a stadium to accommodate, but I think I'll be a little bit too hot in Edmonton.
I've heard wonderful things about Iceland.
Let's go to Reykjavik.
And it's all from Bjork. Ross Bjork. Rapid fire number 3.
Uh-oh. Chris Berman just signed an...
I'll make up for it now.
Carl Lewis?
He just signed an extension with ESPN, and Rich Eisen is coming back to the ESPN family as well with his radio show. So what old school ESPN host was your favorite to watch?
Hold on. You just said it. You uttered one of my favorite bits. It wasn't even really a bit. They were just doing their not top 10 or something like that. It was when Charlie Steiner started to break down over Carl Lewis's national anthem. And
yeah, but that was one moment.
It was one moment, but I loved Charlie Steiner. I loved him in the This Is Sports Center commercials. He's the guy that's got the tie wrapped around his head when it's the year 2000 switch. Follow me to freedom. Mark McGuire's beating up the printer. I'll go Charlie Steiner if I can't say Berman.
I did enjoy Craig Kilborn when he was on Sports Center, but then again, I was a teenager. If I watched it now, would I have the same affinity? Probably not. There was always a bigness to Sports Center when Dan and Keith were on it.
Yes.
Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann. Now, regardless of what you think about those two individually since they've left, when they were together, I think they were the best Sports Center duo that existed.
They're really
that's my pick, I guess.
Yeah, Dan Patrick is a great pick. SVP was outstanding as well.
But he's still on.
Yeah, I mean, but
he does it.
He's been on. How long has he been doing it for ESPN? 25, 30 years
banging
now?
for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Rapid fire number 4.
NBC Sports is having quite the February in 2026. They're airing the Super Bowl, the Winter Olympics, and the NBA All-Star Game over a 17-day period. If you had to attend one of these events, which one are you choosing?
I am attending one of those events, Teddy. You know this. What happened to the music? It's gone. I accidentally hit it off. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I know.
First segment, huh?
First time?
Can you just, because I can't actually I can. I'll just
But it'll have to. It would play the open.
No,
again.
go ahead.
Hit it.
It's a long open.
It's a long open.
Yes,
just
it
hum
is.
for a while until I get it. Okay, I'm going to the Winter Olympics in Milan. I know this because I just paid for my flight, and it was extremely expensive, and it has me connecting in Newark, which terrifies me. I'm hoping that by the time the Winter Olympics come around, I'm hoping that by the time the Winter Olympics come around, that we won't have that problem. But I will be going to the Winter Olympics in Milan next February.
I seen the Winter Olympics before. I seen it in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2002. I went to some short track speed skating. Apollo Anton Ono.
My guy.
He was lit. He likes to yawn. He's a yawner. He does it on
big
purpose. He thinks that it does something with the molecules.
It circulates
gets the bad oxygen out, the good oxygen in. You put the quarter in. It's a merry-go-round, up, down, and around. He likes yawning. He was brilliant. I saw some bobsledding as well. Fun being in the environment. I got to check a Super Bowl off the list. That's it for me. Super Bowl. Check it off the list. Hopefully it's in D.C.
Rapid fire number 5.
T-Bone and Tyvus were talking about the need for naps if you're working early in the morning. T-Bone, he's a big, he's in favor of the naps. He's a big favor of naps.
He's right.
He loves them. Tyvus said he has no plans to take a nap. Where do you stand on napping?
See, Tyvus thinks he has life all figured out. Like the typical arrogant early 30s guy normally does. He's 31 years old, and he thinks he's always going to feel like he does when he's 31 years old. When I was 31, the prospect of taking a nap was almost offensive to me. I could not just lay down and go to sleep. Maybe if I had the flu, I would take a nap. But about 2 years ago, Timmy, everything changed. For some reason now, my Saturday and Sunday is not complete without a good couch nap. I don't get in the bed. I don't take the covers down. I'm not a maniac. But you get on the couch like Cliff Huxtable used to do.
Of course.
You take a little nap. You got some horrible Steven Seagal movie just playing in the background as white noise.
Some woman pops out of a cake.
Sure.
Tommy Lee Jones has long hair.
There's nothing more refreshing than a good weekend nap. Sign me up.
I could not agree more, and I agree that you're a psychopath if you're going to the bed. Going to the bedroom for a nap? No, you got a sectional couch or something. The best thing is when this
couch.
Sectional. Did I say sexual couch? It's one of those Teddy couches.
Sexual
got things
couch.
mounted on it.
I want to say something.
No, then say it, Ted.
No.
Then say it.
How you doing back there, Teddy?
I'm doing good, Mike.
Hey, Teddy.
Good.
Yeah. This ain't one of them.
No.
Want me to start the music again? Are we done?
Yeah, that's it.
What do you
Naps
think,
are
Teddy?
good.
You nap guy?
I am not a nap guy. My wife, she loves to nap, but I do not do the naps. Sorry. I got things to do.
No.
Now, I'll nod off maybe for a minute or two on the couch, but I refuse to nap.
Whenever we're in regular season PGA Tour, so anything that's not a major championship,
that's
Ted,
good napping.
is Sunday at about 3 when the
you hear
leaders
Nance talking in the background.
Yeah, Nance
Birds
and Immelman,
are,
birds are
making
chirping.
it, yeah.
Boy, you really love this golf crap, huh? I do.
I love the birds chirping.
I do.
Love it. You know, I listen to...
You sound like T-Bone.
I don't like birds. I like to hear them chirp. I don't want to see them.
You don't want to know what breed of bird it is.
I don't care.
I just like the way you're whistling out there. Can we leave it at
I
that?
can just hear you.
Yeah.
What do you think of that morning glory bird?
What is the morning? What's it look like? What's the story, Morning Glory?
You've heard that bird before.
Was Oasis singing about the bird?
I don't think so.
No.
It's got an owly type of sound to it, but it's just a regular looking bird.
Well, I'm sure I like it. I saw that our Eagles out here on the river.
Glenn Fry.
Yes, Glenn Fry and
Don Henley.
Don Henley and the boys.
You idiot.
They were getting harassed by some Blue Jays. The end.
Joe Carter was out there harassing them.
Toronto and the Phillies. You know, Canadian beer tastes like moonshine.
All right, let's talk about a drunk Ohio State coach coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we talking about?
It's been a good 2 days.
It's been a good, good 2 days. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to a disabled vehicle that's blocking the left lane on westbound 270 on the west outer belt after US 62. There's also a 5-minute delay on eastbound 670 from Neal Avenue to 5th Avenue. This report is sponsored by COSI, Unofficial Galaxies, open now through Labor Day. Unofficial Galaxies has arrived and is now open at COSI through Labor Day. An incredible collection of characters, stunning designs from one of the most beloved sci-fi franchises of all time. Unofficial Galaxies now open at COSI. Get your tickets now at cosi.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Summer 2025 is bringing something wild to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens this summer, a reimagined zoo region inspired by your national parks. Get ready to get up close with Mexican wolves, black bears, river otters, bald eagles, and more in breathtaking new habitats. Discover local wildlife and conservation in action like never before. Plan your visit today. Visit columbuszoo.org for details.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking, an account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy? And did you know that man shaves his pits? True story.
Listen weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Our favorite basketball players are Leaky Black and Grady Dick.
That is childish nonsense.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Hey, this dumb show is brought to you by the Hinder Motor Company. Jason's Beef with Jason Stark, a special Tuesday edition coming up at 5:30. Big baseball news today. Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe, and other deceased players have been taken off the permanently ineligible list and are eligible for the Hall of Fame. So we'll talk to Jason Stark about all of that. And in less important news, but very important to Jen Winters, Bryce Harper has cut off all his hair.
Bryce get a haircut?
Bryce get haircut.
Would you have noticed
summer,
that about him?
Summer crew cut.
Would you do the scissor
I would.
signal to Bryce Harper?
You know, I love the scissors.
You do.
Timmy.
Yep.
Scissors sisters.
Scissor signal for getting a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do.
Kevin McGuff, he is the coach of the Buckeye women's basketball team, was charged with DUI.
This is a bad one.
Last week in Dublano. According to a Dublin police report, McGuff was arrested last Tuesday evening in Dublin after a witness reported that a vehicle struck several curbs and drove through the lawn of a residence. McGuff failed multiple field sobriety tests at the scene, and he refused to give a breath sample to police. He apparently the car was parked partially in his own yard, and according to the officer, McGuff was so out of it, he was unable to roll down his window. Now, look, this isn't even in the old days where you had to crank it. I'm quite sure McGuff's got himself a nice car where you just press a button, that's all automatic, baby.
I think
he couldn't figure that out.
Don't all the Ohio State coaches have car stipends on top of what their big salaries are? So he's got a nice ride.
It took him an unnecessary amount of time to answer basic questions. Poor performance of the in-car tests.
All right.
The odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from his person.
It's bad. It's bad, right? Ohio State did issue a statement, said the Department of Athletics is aware of an incident involving women's basketball head coach Kevin McGuff. The department is in communication with Coach McGuff and monitoring the situation closely. This is an ongoing personal legal matter, and the department will share additional information at the appropriate time. This is big. This is bad. You can't do this. This can't go unpunished. To see that he's running up against curbs, and the more concerning part, driving through the lawn of a residence, and that to me reads not his, okay? If I'm following that, that's beforehand, struck several curbs, drove through the lawn of a residence, then later in the details did it say he's parked partially in his yard. Maybe he drove through his neighbor's yard and then ended up in his driveway and partially his yard. Not trying to create facts that aren't there. That will be in the report, I'm sure. When are they going to get a blood alcohol content level? I assume
he refused it.
Well, I assume he still had to take one, right? Once you're arrested,
at the jail,
you don't
I
get
guess.
your choice. I don't think, right?
I don't know.
You refuse. You don't pass sobriety tests. You're arrested. I think they can make you blow. So,
Teddy, go ahead and scissor that one up for future use.
Please.
Thank you.
Please don't. Please do not.
Look, I will never and have never normalized drunk driving. Buzz driving is drunk driving. You hear it on the commercials all the time. It sounds like, though, this wasn't even buzz driving, although bad, right? Even blowing at the legal limit, bad.
This sounds like hammered driving.
This dude was so sloppy, he couldn't figure out how to open his window.
Yeah.
Roll down his window. You're right, Timmy. This cannot go unpunished.
What if there were kids in that? What time of day was this?
That's the thing. I'm sure it doesn't say, but I'm sure it was night. God bless if it's daytime.
My goodness.
But look, we said the same thing about the dude who ran over the Gaudreaus. You know, there was another element to that, but he was lucky enough, he being Kevin McGuff, that there wasn't anybody on the road to hit.
Right.
He didn't do anything to avoid anybody. If there was somebody on that road, he's going to hit him.
And with Johnny and his brother, it was a little bit later in the evening, right? It was about dusk or so. It doesn't matter.
It wasn't 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It doesn't matter when it is.
Well, even if you were out riding your bike at that hour of the night, I mean, if you had your reflectors on and you had whatever the case may be, just somebody could have gotten hurt. Somebody could have gotten killed. It doesn't have to be someone on the street. You hit another driver.
You have a relationship with Kevin McGuff, right?
Yeah, we've done lots of interviews together.
Okay. I mean, but you've talked to him how many times?
40.
Okay, all right. That's what I mean. It's not like, I met him once at the Shoney's.
No,
You've talked to him in depth 40 times.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a situation where we're looking at a multi-game suspension and then he'll be back on the job? Or is this a situation where perhaps your coach in waiting is already on this staff, her name is Katie Smith, and she gets the job?
I don't know if I can answer that yet. I just know that something like this cannot go without punishment. Kevin McGuff, we know, has run a really successful basketball program. They've been winning more and more games each of the past few years. But this is not about winning basketball games. This is about jeopardizing people's well-being out there because you're irresponsible in getting behind the wheel. Now,
and you're a coach, and you should be held to a different standard.
You should be. Something's got to be done. I don't know what his personnel file says, right?
Okay.
For all other things.
You're right.
As far as what his past is, if there's other things that you and I aren't privy to that they've had, written down, then you take things like that into account. But man, I hated to read this today, just from all the dealings I've had with Kevin McGuff. But you know what? It's bad. And I would hold myself accountable if I ever gotten, popped for something like that as well.
What are the big stories of the day? We'll tell you with the Pulse coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for an accident that's blocking the 2 left lanes on eastbound 270 on the South Outer Belt after 23. Emergency crews are on scene there. We also have an accident that's causing delay on Riverside Drive near Lane Avenue. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole. For 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card from BMI Federal Credit Union. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Get Eco.
Aaron, which brand of air conditioner is the most energy efficient?
It's the one that's had its outside coils cleaned correctly.
Well, I can wash those off with a garden hose, right?
No.
Why not?
Humidity mixes with dust and pollen to create a microthin film of sticky paste that gets baked onto those hot outside coils.
And that baked-on stuff keeps my coils from releasing their heat into the atmosphere.
Which means your system has to run longer, which uses a lot more energy and it shortens the life of your air conditioner.
Get Eco.
How do I get that baked-on stuff off?
Remove the exterior shroud, then spray the coils from the inside out with a special eco-friendly solvent.
Can I rinse the solvent off with a garden hose?
Yeah, but only from the inside out.
Or I could just pay Eco to do it.
Get Eco.
Eco doesn't take shortcuts. We do it the right way every time.
Get Eco professional coil cleaning for just $468.
If your garage door is moodier than your emo teenager after a breakup, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors, straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes. This week's honoree is Stuart McGinn, a 12-year patrol veteran of the Columbus Police Department who's seen the toll that high-stress work takes on first responders. Inspired by CPD's therapy dog unit, Stu found a way to give back by training his rescue dog, Albie, to become a certified therapy dog. Together, they volunteer at Ohio Health, offering comfort to frontline healthcare workers, one tail wag and smile at a time.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here, and when I dropped 70 pounds with Awaken 180, it felt like finally finishing a massive home renovation. You know, job done. Everything looks sharp, but it gets better, actually. I just had my first free monthly maintenance visit, and I found out I lost another 4.2 pounds without really even trying. It's like discovering an extra room in your house you never knew was even there. Awaken 180 isn't about meds or quick fixes. It's like learning exactly how to stock your fridge and pantry with all the right tools. I still eat plenty, still feel satisfied, and now making healthy choices is second nature. Like flipping the light switch on the first try in the dark. My body's firing on all cylinders, and I'm down 75 pounds without medications or hunger tricks. Just real education on eating smarter and feeling fantastic. Call Awaken 180 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, once you learn the blueprint, your only regret is not calling them sooner. 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800.
Dealin' Days are back at Lindsay Honda. Lock in your deal in May. Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas. Simply pick your new 2025 Honda and enjoy 0% for up to 60 months. Yes, 0% for up to 60 months on all new 2025 Hondas, including HRV, Pilot, and Ridgeline.
Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Lindsay's got it, and you're gonna save.
See you, Lindsay Honda, during Dealin' Days. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Social media is fun, but it's not the whole picture. Comparing yourself to what you see online can be stressful. For more tips on reducing stress, go to mha.ohio.gov/check-in. A message from the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred today removed the ban from Pete Rose and other deceased major leaguers who were on the permanent ineligible list, now presuming to clear the way for Rose and others who have passed away to become eligible for baseball's Hall of Fame. Reds begin a series at home with the Chicago White Sox tonight. Cleveland Guardians will go for back-to-back wins when they host the Milwaukee Brewers this evening, and the Columbus Clippers at home with Omaha at Huntington Park. Jayson Tatum of the Boston Celtics has undergone surgery to repair a torn Achilles. It was suffered in their loss to the New York Knicks last night. Cleveland Cavaliers in a do-or-die situation hosting Indiana tonight in the NBA playoffs. Pacers have a 3-1 series lead. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. With a 98% customer satisfaction rating and thousands of 5-star reviews, the choice is clear. Awaken180weightloss.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
One watches QVC religiously. The other studies Paige Spirinak's golf swing. This is Man and Timmy.
A special Tuesday edition of Jason's Beef with our guy Jayson Stark coming up at 5:30. Big news today, as you just heard Paul Keels say. Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe, and others removed from Major League Baseball's permanently ineligible list. So lots to unpack with Jayson Stark. We'll do that at 5:30. What have we been talking about all day? Hell if I know. But you know who does know? Big voice guy. It's the Pulse.
One of these morons been talking about for the past 2 hours. It's time for the Pulse.
Timmy? You just mentioned it, but the big thing right now in sports is that, so I really can't wait to talk to Jayson Stark coming up here at 5:30. Now, going a little bit deeper than just the top of the headline, but Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe Jackson, many other players reinstated by Major League Baseball. If you remember back in the day, Pete Rose was given a chance by Bud Selig, right? Come clean, and you could get back into baseball. But
no, it wasn't come clean, you can get back into baseball. It's we can't do anything for you until you come clean.
And he did not take that opportunity.
No, he
did not take that chance.
He continued his talking points until it was time to sell a book. And then he told you half the story.
For 15 years, he was his worst enemy. He denied having placed a single bet on baseball, which always was laughable because everybody knew you had proof that he bet on baseball. It was the early 2000s. Selig gave him a chance with conditions. Admit that you gambled on baseball and make no casino appearances and stop all gambling. Rose simply declined. So then, of course, this got passed on to Rob Manfred, and his choice was his choice to not let Rose bid for reinstatement. He concluded that he had failed to reconfigure his life, a requirement for reinstatement set by Giamatti back in the day. Not Paul Giamatti, the former commissioner. Allowing Rose back into
Paul Giamatti.
It was also him. Oh, geez. Allowing Rose back into baseball was an unacceptable risk of future violation and thus to the integrity of our sport. Manfred declared that on December 14th, 2015. But with Rose, Shoeless Joe, many other players that were involved in the Black Sox scandal, like Buck Weaver, Eddie Seacott, Lefty Williams. There's former owner William Cox from the Phillies. He was banned and forced to sell the team in 1943 for betting on baseball. There you go. Owner that was forced to sell the team because he did something bad. Let's continue on with the Pulse. Trey Hendrickson, defensive end for the Cincinnati Bengals. Will he be a defensive end for the Cincinnati Bengals?
This is an ugly situation. Trey Hendrickson comes out today and says it's not just business, it's become personal. He feels like there's a personal issue with him and Zach Taylor. He feels like there's a personal issue between him and the team. He says they've stopped reaching out to him altogether on a new deal, and he says he's not going to play this season on his existing contract. It is a messy situation. Now, look, we've seen tough talk like this in the past, and then and then some numbers get exchanged. And, we love each other.
A lot can happen.
Right. So that's a possibility. But look, as much as it sucks, and I'm not saying the Bengals are doing everything right here. I have no idea. I'm not involved in these negotiations. But as a Bengal fan, if someone were to tell you at the start of the offseason, you're going to get a deal done with two of the three, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson. If I told you two of the three but didn't tell you which two, you'd probably take that move.
There's probably a lot. I would. Yeah, I would. And there's probably a lot of Bengals fans that thought that they wouldn't get deals done with two out of the three.
And they
probably thought T. Higgins was as good as gone.
As Trey Hendrickson has been, would you say 17 and a half sacks the last 2 years?
Each of the past 2 years, he was sensational.
He's on the other side of 30 now. He's going to make $20 million this season. I understand the hesitation from the Bengals standpoint to break the bank on this guy. I'm sure he takes it personally. He should take it personally, I guess. But I understand where the Bengals are coming from here, too.
Yeah, it's almost like the Bengals, in some people's eyes, cannot win. You mentioned that player report card that the NFLPA does. They lack in a lot of the categories.
And I'm not saying
Let's
they
be
don't.
honest. Yeah, with facilities and things that they should be doing.
But they opened up the wallet when they needed to, and they signed, two of the biggest offensive weapons, not just on this team, but in the league.
Yeah, they have the best wide receiver tandem with that kind of youth on their side as well, with what those two guys can do on the football
and Joe's
field.
paid up.
Joe's paid up. And they brought Mike Gesicki back, who was a nice piece as a tight end. Their offense needs to be electrifying. This is what they've invested in. I still hold out a sliver of hope that maybe Trey Hendrickson sees we got a great opportunity to win something special He was making $15 million a year, average annual salary, before this bump to $21 million for his 2025 salary. But he is adamant at this point in time that he is not going to play football for the Bengals or suit up at all under his current deal. He was happy to show up and talk to reporters and put that face on, but a little bit awkward here, saying that Zach Taylor sent him a text message yesterday just to remind him that missing the team's mandatory minicamp, this one here now is not mandatory, but in 30 days they've got a mandatory one, will result in a fine. So he, again, took that personally. Why you got to tell me that you're going to fine me? I know I'm going to get fined if I'm not there. So hopefully this can get better, because Cincinnati's defense has not been good, and having an upset or angry Trey Hendrickson or no Trey Hendrickson is not going to make them better. And they've got to get some things done with Shamar Stewart, their rookie, as well. So they've got to get their first-round draft pick.
That'll get
some language in the contract there that they have to get settled out. Also, Pulse topic, the NBA draft lottery has been set.
You hate it.
We had it out over this system. I'm not a fan of the lotteries. I think it's silly that you're one of the worst teams in the NBA and you have a 14% chance at best to get the number 1 overall pick. I think those percentages should be heightened if you're in that bottom cluster. Give those bad teams a chance to reset. I think this mainly for the fans. I think we need to explore other rules and stay on these teams for anti-tanking measures. But the Dallas Mavericks, who made headlines shipping away Luka Doncic, 1.8% chance. This actually came down to a coin flip earlier on, because the Mavs and the Bulls, your Bulls, both 39 and 43, Mavs had the coin flip that gave them the 1.8% chance to win the draft lottery, as opposed to the 1.7% chance that the Chicago Bulls ended up with. So, undoubtedly, I mean, there's conspiracy theory going on that, you ship Luka to the Lakers, we'll get you Cooper Flag.
You're never going to stop conspiracy theories.
That stuff is ridiculous, but I think it's kind of sad that the Mavs make that move and then they wind up with Cooper Flag right there in their lap. But they do. They got him. Generational talent, Mike. Did you watch a lot of Cooper Flag? Did you watch a lot of Duke basketball this past year?
I watched some important matchups. I watched tournament. I watched when he almost killed himself.
Yeah, getting injured. In the NCAA tournament game.
But so you're of the opinion that this guy is
he's transcendent.
Can't miss type of guy.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be a 10-time All-Star. All right.
Well,
but
I mean,
that'll be up for him to decide when he gets into the league, and because no matter how talented you are, you cannot go to that league and not have the kind of work ethic that it takes. But as far as body type, things that he can do.
Are you calling him lazy?
I do think he has the work ethic. I think, becoming the talent that he's become and to do the things that he did as a true freshman and to do it against that competition and show himself in the NCAA tournament.
Timmy doesn't think that Cooper Flag works hard enough.
Jacob Reimer doesn't think that either.
Well, he's
a North Carolina fan. He doesn't count.
Yeah. And, Jacob, though, he's the, number 1 college basketball analyst for us? And you're number 4?
It's between him and Evil Bald Colin.
Okay, they battle for number 1.
They battle for number 1. And then maybe T-Bone is 3.
And
then Timmy's 4.
Oh, my God.
Maybe.
What a load of crap.
Maybe.
I was telling my vet today about where Rock Chalk Jayhawk came from, about where the greatest chant in college sports, at least in college basketball, came from.
All right, so this
knowledge just lives in my head.
Throw out a tale. What does that have to do with breaking down talent?
I guess they're different things.
A former Buckeye has a new job. Details next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 20-minute delay if you need to travel westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. And we've got some stop-and-go traffic on southbound 71 on the north side between 670 and I-70. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and get a $39.99 full synthetic oil change, plus a free tire rotation, only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Restrictions apply. Offer ends May 31st. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Brought to you by Metal Supermarkets. From hobbyists and machine shops to manufacturers and maintenance departments, visit Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com for all your metal needs.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, we've got a boat for everyone. So come on down and find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Common Man and Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino. Golf tournament giveaway is on May 20th. Win a pair of tickets to the golf tournament where Jen Winters falls down. Visit Hollywood Columbus on social media and follow the steps for a chance to win.
That is a great golf tournament, but I am really just focused on this. All you can eat ribs on Tuesdays and Thursdays throughout May, only at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Did I just say all you can eat ribs?
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa!
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic!
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes! Let's go!
That's you taking another sip of your Do the Do.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around a golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-2845-44. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Join now.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if erectile dysfunction is making for a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic both for you and the one you love. At Tri-State Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. And for a limited time, we're offering new patients a free first visit to help you get the care you deserve. This includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose to demonstrate to you the amazing effectiveness of our treatments. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com or at your local CVS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy, mild, and damp on this Tuesday. Scattered showers and a few storms possible. Temperatures in the low 70s. Overnight will fall back down to around 60 degrees. And after a dry start to your Wednesday, scattered showers and a possible thunderstorm Wednesday afternoon with high temperatures in the mid-70s. Tracking possible storms. 10 weather impact alert late Thursday and Thursday night with temperatures back in the 80s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
A show you can feel deep down in your plums.
No! That is a bad place to touch. No. No, 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 no.
This is Common Man and Timmy.
A former Buckeye has himself a new job. Santonio Holmes. You remember him.
Super Bowl MVP,
caught
Santonio
140
Holmes.
passes for 2,300 yards, 25 touchdowns for the Buckeyes from 2003 to 2005. He is now the wide receiver coach at Central State, Division II, HBCU school. It is located in Wilberforce, Ohio. I have no idea where Wilberforce is. I have been to some places in this state. When I used to do Buckeye Roundtable, you know, you do it from the studio now.
You used to have the van bus tour, right?
It was a tour bus.
Right.
It was me and Lachey and Paul Keels and, depending on the year, another rotating panelist. And we'd get in the bus and we would travel to these towns, some medium-sized, some smaller, and we would do Buckeye Roundtable on a weekly basis. And I became familiar with a lot of the small towns in in the state of Ohio. Wilberforce is not one of them.
And is that even how you say the name of the town? Some people don't might know. I know it's how it's spelled, but Ohio is known for having a lot of cities that have spellings like that, where it looks like it's easy to say.
Wilberforce.
Wilberforce it's not even that far away. It's just a little bit east of Dayton. It's just past Cedarville. And before you get to Xenia.
Yeah, it's Beaver Creek. It's like Yellow Springs over there.
You got Jamestown down there.
Yeah, it's not far.
Is it South Solon or Solon? South Solon.
Solon.
Yeah, Pleasant View, Jeffersonville,
That's
West
God's
Lancaster.
country down there.
Oh, it is.
You know that?
You could take a bike ride out there. Maybe never come back because it's a long way away.
Is Dave Chappelle still in Yellow Springs?
I believe he is. Dave Chappelle recently took in a Dayton basketball game. I read that was the first Dayton basketball game he appeared at. And it was kind of cool because he was soaking it up. The fans were obviously thrilled to see him there sitting courtside, and the players were thrilled about it as well. He was making nice with head coach Anthony Grant, and he was taking photos with the team, with the players, with the coaches after it was done. He apparently showed up to the game at halftime, and Dayton was getting beat pretty good. They came back and won the game. But I believe he is in the area and lives out his days there.
Bill Belichick was on SportsCenter today.
Mm-hmm.
He sat down with the bald woman. I don't know her name.
I don't know her name either.
But I think
know who you're talking
I think
about.
on Twitter, don't roll your eyes at me, Teddy. On
She's
Twitter,
daytime.
she's like at the bald girl. I'm dead serious.
No, she's
Go
not.
on X. Yes, go at the bald girl.
Okay, hold on.
And I swear that's what she's at.
I'm gonna try the bald
girl, bald lady. It's bald something in her handle. We'll find it. Anyway, Bill Belichick was on the desk with her at ACC meetings days. And Bill Belichick was talking about the situation with his 24-year-old girlfriend and all the hubbub that's going on there and him showing up at Miss Maine pageants over the weekend. And he said, there's a personal relationship. It has nothing to do with North Carolina football.
You're right. It's the bald girl. That's the handle.
I told you, at the bald girl.
It's the bald girl.
It's the bald girl.
Christine Williamson.
Okay.
How does she only have 11.8 thousand followers?
Maybe she's
She's
not
been on
big on the X. Maybe she's bigger on Instagram or some other platform.
Yeah, I mean, she's not posting a ton, I guess. She posted on May 6th, though. That just surprised me. She's been on ESPN for a while. I thought she'd have more than that.
It's not the baldness that creeps me out about her.
What is it?
It's the fact that she will show up sometimes wearing like the same outfit that Britney Spears wore in the Oops, I Did It Again video. And no one says a damn word.
Yes. It's not a lot of cloth there.
No.
Yeah.
Or a full leather bodysuit, which I know, look, I understand that we're in a new era when it comes to dressing on television.
Yep.
We got dudes showing up wearing hats and hoodies and sports coats, and I get it. I understand that, but there is a certain amount. I'm sorry. When I see a grown woman just draped in latex on television, it's a touch jarring. That's all.
I mean,
not even worried about the bald head. The bald head looks great. Shine that thing up and let's go.
The bald head is fantastic. That's you don't
Scalp
get that.
looks clean.
Oh, it's a beautiful head. It's beautiful.
All right, what was I going to say?
We're talking about Bill Belichick, Billy Boy.
So Bill
What's
Belichick
the deal with him and
said,
Jordan Hudson now?
Jordan Hudson, that's a personal relationship, has nothing to do with the North Carolina football program. Okay, Bill. I understand this is probably personally embarrassing for you, or maybe you're not lucid enough to understand how embarrassing this is. Why, then, is Jordan Hudson being CC'd on your football emails? Why does she have to be included on emails that include football business?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me. If she has no role, why is she on the field during spring practice?
She's all over the place.
She's all over the place.
She's wearing Carolina gear. She's there.
I don't know what
the team, around the team.
Mike Lombardi's marital status is. Mike Lombardi is the GM of North Carolina football. He came with Bill Belichick. I don't know if he's married. I don't know if he's got some young chica that he's banging. I have no idea.
What about Bill's son? Like, is his girlfriend or wife hanging around the facility?
No, actually,
all
you
the
know
time?
what? Bill's son, who's got a mullet, at least he had one. I don't know if he still does. He's on the staff. His wife, so Bill Belichick's daughter-in-law, has been one of these people on Instagram throwing shade at Jordan Hudson.
Yeah.
How uncomfortable must that be?
It's a nice situation for the Belichick family.
My question is, any of the other coaches, wives, girlfriends, just hanging around at practice, being CC'd on emails? No, it's a weird situation. Here's what we've come to with Bill Belichick. When I have said on many occasions, the greatest NFL head coach of all time. All right? And I don't even think this changes that, although he has gone off the deep end a little bit. We've come to a point where Tom Brady, who refuses to eat a tomato, right? Who's got his face smoothed and hair plugs.
He doesn't do nightshades either.
He's got well, that's a nightshade. Tomato's a nightshade, isn't it?
I believe it is a type of nightshade.
Whacked out of his mind, successful, great, GOAT, all that. Tom Brady, weird dude. We could all agree on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weird guy. Robert Kraft, Patriots owner, getting handies in a nail salon.
Weird guy.
Getting his rub and a tug. Somehow, Tom Brady and Robert Kraft, less weird than Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you watch that interview, too, it's incredibly awkward because there really isn't a whole lot of defense for it other than for him to stammer and say, oh, it's just it's a personal relationship. Yeah, how's this going with your players? I mean, I'm sure your players are seeing this all over the place.
Have you
talked
to them about it? They're fine with
it. We've talked to them.
They're good with it.
But about this, I mean, we're excited to develop them, and
all right.
That we're excited to all be at
Michael Strahan is supposed to interview him on Friday for Good Morning America. We'll see how that goes. Jason's Beef, a special Tuesday edition with Jason Stark in 2 minutes. Big news to talk about today. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 35-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the left lane on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt at US 23, expected to be stop and go from 161. And there's a 10-minute delay on westbound 670 from 5th Avenue to Neal Avenue. This report is sponsored by Murphy Tractor. Your job is demanding, so choose a partner who delivers more. At Murphy Tractor and Equipment, they provide John Deere equipment that sets the standard for reliability and performance. Visit murphytractor.com and take your job site to the next level. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your 2025 season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes who are going above and beyond in their communities. Newman Roofing wants to recognize the volunteers, educators, first responders, and everyday difference makers who are making a meaningful impact in their towns to be recognized on 10TV and The Fan. Stay tuned as we begin announcing the selected honorees who truly embody the spirit of Newman Roofing's commitment to community.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here with an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds, and why not? I dropped my first 40 in just 8 weeks. It was easy, and it will be easy for you too. Take the medication-free and lasting approach. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
He's a man who's in every Hall of Fame in the known universe. He's a man who travels thousands of miles to see celestial bodies. He's a man who enjoys a good tomato pie. And he's a man who regrets a few life choices every Monday at 5:30. It's Jason's Beef with Jason Stark.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
Well, it's not Monday, but the rest of it's all true.
Right.
A special Tuesday edition. The Hall of Famer joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hello, my friend.
Mike, was that you talking?
No,
on that open?
Me talking. I don't have that type of intestinal fortitude.
Sir John Gielgud? Who?
You know that voice, Jason. You've heard that voice around the country, right?
I know that I have. Okay, so it's not Mike and it's not Sir John Gielgud.
No, it's a fine young man named David Lee. Go ahead and Google him.
There you go.
David Lee. Hey, you were being very coy with me earlier today. You said we had some news that was coming down today, and I didn't know what your version of news was. Your version of news could be we're playing a regular season game in Sweden next year. At which point I would tell you I don't care. But the news that Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe and others have been removed from the permanently banned list in Major League Baseball is certainly news. So how long had this been coming down the pike?
Yeah, I thought this would be news. I'm just speculating that people in Ohio might have some interest in this news.
Absolutely.
Just me speculating. So this has been in the works for some time. But it was accelerated when Rob Manfred met with the president. That was the end of March. And I think if you're looking at this realistically, the president has some thoughts on Pete Rose, and he has some thoughts on baseball. And the commissioner of baseball has some stuff that he needs to happen on multiple levels, on the TV front, on the labor front, on the survival of his sport front, where having the President of the United States applying pressure and throwing up roadblocks would not be helpful. So I think that meeting, you could connect the dots to this decision today because, frankly, I had never before gotten the impression that Rob Manfred was amenable to reinstating Pete Rose, and now everything's changed.
Jayson, we were talking about this last hour. Where do you come down? What is a worse infraction, gambling or steroid use?
Well, gambling on baseball as a player, as a manager, has long been viewed as baseball's ultimate crime. I get that. And the fact that Pete Rose committed that crime, admitted to committing that crime, and has been kept on the outside of the sport for decades until his death, tells you the serious nature of the crime he committed. The players who use PEDs have not been banned from baseball for life. Only Pete was. So I think that if you're ranking the crimes, I think that the gravity is clear just from the punishment that's been involved. But here's the thing, Tim. Now that Pete Rose has been reinstated, see, my feeling has long been, if this ever happened, if the commissioner, any commissioner, ever reinstated him, it would be tantamount to saying to us as people who are debating, should this guy be in the Hall of Fame? He's served his time, so just vote on what he did as a player. And if we're just voting on Pete Rose as a player, is there any confusion about whether he's a Hall of Famer?
No, of course not. He's the hit king. There's no.
Right.
There's also no confusion if we're just voting on what he did as a player. That Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds are Hall of Famers, right?
Well, I have a column. You can read it on our site right now on theathletic.com, and it says just that. If the voters let Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame, doesn't that change the conversation on everyone?
Yeah, I get what we're talking about with ultimate crimes, but I guess when it comes down to, trying to differentiate how many games did you affect by your gambling habits? For a lot of people, it's a lot, right? It's an addictive thing. Same goes for steroids. If you were using over the period of many, many years, you're affecting who you are and what you can do as a baseball player. That affects a lot, too. I get what we're all saying about how it's viewed as the punishment, but it's just interesting because back in the day it was gambling, and now it's becoming more of a thing now because 80% of states have it legalized and it's more readily available for you, and you got to keep on athletes. We've seen a lot of college athletes, right, popped for gambling, and it's something that's still there.
Right. We just had an umpire who, what was the terminology, who stepped away because there were questions about, whether he had an improper relationship with someone who was illegally gambling, right? And so this hovers over the sport still, but now the average fan looks at gambling in a completely different light because it's everywhere. DraftKings is everywhere. It's a sponsor of Major League Baseball. And there are ballparks now that have places inside the ballpark where you can bet on the game you're about to watch or you're in the middle of watching.
Great American Ballpark has a sports book in the ballpark, and that was
right.
where we had a situation where somebody
Right.
tried to bet on a college baseball game, and they had inside information.
Yeah, so those questions are still there, And it's going to complicate this conversation quite a bit. I honestly don't know if I'm reading this right. I've jumped to many wrong conclusions through the years about what all kinds of things mean. And there's going to be an intense debate about whether somebody who crossed as many lines as Pete Rose crossed and lied about just about every one of them for a really long time should still be in the Hall of Fame despite all the hits. I just feel like once Rob Manfred has opened this door, be careful what you just did, because you don't know who else will be knocking on that door. It's not going to stop with number 14.
Jason's beef with Jason Stark here on The Fan. I want to piggyback off of that because the modern-day equivalent of the Veterans Committee will be looking at this now, and I think it's December of 2027 is when they're going to vote on this. But who do you think has more animosity towards Pete Rose? The media members like you who vote for the Hall of Fame, or the former players that will now be tasked with deciding whether he goes in the Hall of Fame?
Well, that committee is made up of 16 people. There will be 5 or 6, maybe 7, who are former players. Some of those living Hall of Famers think it's fine if Pete Rose gets into the Hall of Fame. Some of those living Hall of Famers would boycott induction weekend if Pete Rose gets into the Hall of Fame. There will also be executives who will have some thoughts about that rule that says you shall not bet on baseball. There will be several members of the media on that committee. So I do think there is a segment of Hall of Fame baseball players who feel more powerfully about this than anyone else, any other block of people that you could name. I don't know if they'll be on the committee, though. Look, there was a lot of pressure applied for this moment to come along. Don't you think there'll be a lot of pressure applied to the people who step into that room and debate Pete Rose's candidacy? Wow. I mean, I've served in those committees. It's been an enjoyable baseball conversation for many years. I don't think that one is going to be an enjoyable baseball conversation.
Did I see that you, just switching gears completely and inappropriately, did I see that you called Aaron Judge the greatest right-handed hitter of the past 100 years?
I did. Yes, I did.
All right, first of all, I had to look, and I had to look in my brain. Shohei Ohtani's still left-handed. Yes, Shohei Ohtani's still left-handed. That's not a problem. But I'm also trying to rack my brain of all the right-handed hitters that we've had.
You want me to name a few for you?
Over the last 100 years. I mean, well, yeah, go ahead. Name a few for me.
Yeah. I'm aware that Willie Mays played baseball, and Henry Aaron, and Joe DiMaggio, and Albert Pujols, just to name a few. There's a lot more. I could go 20 deep. I'm aware that they all played baseball. And I think you probably have to word this very carefully. Obviously, if we're looking at their careers, Willie Mays and Henry Aaron, just to name two, had much greater careers than Aaron Judge. But if you read the column, and you heard me on TV yesterday, what I said was that Aaron Judge has done things that none of those players have ever done. We have tools now that help us evaluate greatness. And, we have stuff like OPS plus, weighted runs created plus. It doesn't matter what they mean. They put into context a player's offensive contributions, his production, and measure it against the era he plays in. And it tells us that over the last 4 seasons, the number assigned to Aaron Judge is 207, meaning he's been more than twice as good a hitter as the average player in baseball. More than twice as good. If you go back 100 years, you can't even find another hitter, right-handed hitter, who had one season with a 207, except for one guy. That was Aaron Judge last year. And so I have the facts on my side, but if you ever want to write something that makes people really unhappy, you should write this.
You going to want a blowback?
Yes, of course, because it kind of doesn't matter what age you are, what generation you come from, what city you live in, as long as that city is in New York. You think Albert Pujols was greater than Aaron Judge. You think Aaron and Mays were greater. There's a lot of names you could fire out there who had greater careers because they played for 20 years than Aaron Judge, who has been playing since 2017. But, people aren't happy with me jumping to that conclusion. Why would they be?
Frank Thomas also in the conversation.
Frank Thomas is another fine name.
Just saying.
For those who root for the White Sox.
Cal Ripken. Yeah, we could put him in the conversation.
There's many, many, many names. I'm aware of their existence, every one of them.
Let's hit 300 first.
Let's just go. Let's go down the list. Jayson, it's always a pleasure, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
I look forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Jayson's Beef with our guy Jayson Stark on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Back page coming up. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 15-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from Livingston Avenue to Bryce Road. And there's a 5-minute delay on westbound 70 on the west side between Central Avenue and 670. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hi there, I'm Ryan Reynolds, and like most actors, I have a list of things that I like to have on set. It's called a rider. It's just little things like wind chimes being blown by a easterly breeze, a 7-year-old calico cat to purr on my lap, and, of course, 2 freshly cracked eggs scrambled with crispy hash brown sausage crumble and creamy chipotle sauce from Tim Hortons. It smells amazing. Now, where did I put that hand-carved wooden spoon? From my rider to Tim's menu, try my new scrambled eggs loaded breakfast box.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey, it's Anthony from my friends at the Honda dealership here in Central Ohio, Germain Honda of Dublin. You know the brand, you know the reliability and the styling. Now get to know the deals. Grab a new 25 Honda HR-V, a 25 Accord SE, or even a 25 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for 0% up to 36 months. Talk to my man Rich. Get the right vehicle, the right deal at the right dealer. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road just south of 270.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. On pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
When you're on the go, every minute counts. Meijer Home Delivery and Pickup helps you make the most of every second. Get all your weekly shopping done online, quickly and easily, from wherever you are, whenever you want. Have your Meijer order delivered to your home by the service awarded #1 in grocery delivery. Or pick it up yourself while out and about, whatever works for your schedule. The good life is in reach with Meijer Home Delivery and Pickup. See Meijer.com for details.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Ohio State football tickets will go on sale June 27th at 10 a.m. to the general public. Student sales start on May 27th. I have nothing to add.
Just going to any games this year, Mike?
Let me tell you something. Looky here. Back when I was banging, I enjoyed a good Saturday at the Shoe. Now that I'm crotchety, I was always crotchety. If I could just teleport like inside the stadium, yeah, I'd go.
I don't even think you want to do that.
No, I would go. Even though I believe football's made for television. It's a made-for-television sport. There are some sports, like hockey, I think. Hockey is best enjoyed in person.
Hockey is great, but you teleporting to a college football game.
I would teleport in. I would enjoy the spectacle from inside the stadium, but I hate the all-day aspect of football. The reason why I used to love to go to Ohio State basketball games before I turned against them is because it was like going to a movie. You could show up half hour before the game starts, park, walk in, 2 hours later, done, go about your day.
It is great.
Have a good time.
Yeah, and it's something that you can fit into a weeknight.
Football is all day.
Yeah.
All day. And I know some people live for that. They love the all-day nature of it. They love the tailgate. They love all that crap. I don't like dealing with, 100,000 people trying to get in and out. I don't care about the tailgating. I would like to go inside the stadium and experience that. But it's all the other extra stuff that comes with that.
The other thing, too, and the part for me that makes it tough is the first month of the season now, it is boiling lava hot.
It's always been that way.
Yeah, but if you're sitting in C deck, you're right up there at the surface of the sun, you better bring a gallon of sunscreen, or at least I better, because I will turn into a lobster when it's done. I cannot have much sun exposure. At least I try to limit that. I can play golf, but that's really just my forearms. Other than that, I'm fine. And I have to wear a lot of sunscreen when I'm playing golf too. And I even reapply after 9 holes.
Oh, I can smell you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you come in here after you play some golf.
Yeah.
And you are, what the kids like to say, ripe
for the picking. Yes, I am.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I am. But I
you going to the games this year?
I would like to go to a football game. I'd like to pick one, and I actually don't mind going to one of the lower level football games.
Well, tickets will be available for you.
No, I'm saying, like, I understand why you'd want to go to the Texas game for the spectacle and that, but and not to say that, the Grambling game is going to be half empty. It's not. I don't know if they're going to get the 105,000 for that when it's all said and done. That is September 6th. It's still going to be hot.
Well, that could be one of those situations where they're up by 50. It's the second half. It's 100 degrees, and that place will be half empty.
Yeah, then I could possibly go as well if I'm too hot and not enjoying it. Maybe something like the Minnesota game sounds decent. October 4th.
PJ Fleck and the Fleck Tones?
Fleck and the Tones. Yeah. How long is PJ Fleck going to be in that job? I feel like he's been there a good 6 years at this point.
I think it's longer than that.
7?
I think he's been there 10 years.
He's got a nice bald head, too.
Yes, he does. It's shiny.
We were talking about Christine.
Oh, on
Williamson
ESPN?
From ESPN.
What's her Twitter handle?
It's Bald Girl.
It's the Bald Girl?
Might be a the in there.
Okay. Find her. She's got a good, clean scalp.
Also, good thing about PJ Fleck.
What is it, Teddy? I didn't hear you.
What's
Say it
up?
again?
No, you're right. It's the bald.
It's the Bald Girl. Okay.
It's the Bald Girl.
Are you ready for Backpage?
I be ready.
The Backpage.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Timmy.
All right, Mike. So we were yelling about Sawmill on a Saturday, Hilliard Rome Road on a Saturday, or parts of a Sunday when traffic can just get too much to bear. Sun's out, dumb's out, as you like to say. Well, there was a lot of construction. I've tried to stay away from this area. I don't go around the Brewery District on I-70. Remember, like, our exit where we would take from 70 to get down to where our office used to be? It doesn't even exist anymore.
The Front Street exit.
The Front
off of
Street
70.
exit,
Yeah, they
gone,
closed that down.
Burned. It's gone. And I don't know if there's
didn't burn,
5 more years that it's going to take them to finish all that. Rob Zombie was, of course, in town for Sonic Temple. They got quotes from Rob Zombie. He's embarrassed by our road situation, by our traffic situation. He said the congestion was next level ridiculous during the festival, but traffic on I-71 north of downtown is rarely as smooth as one would expect. He said that he was not going to make it unless police helped him. Driving into Sonic Temple, he said, without the police, we would have never made it. Crazy traffic on the highway.
Rob Zombie, who has transitioned into like 1992 version Macho Man Randy Savage, where he's got the tassels and the cowboy hat and all that crap going on.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow everybody else on the bill at Sonic Temple managed to make it in there on time. Perhaps next time. I don't doubt traffic was crazy. Guess what? You got a big festival, people are going, and we still have a city where cars are on the road. It's not shut down just for Sonic Temple. I suggest next time you allow some more time into your schedule so you don't need a police escort.
I don't recall the last time I heard someone who was in the act complaining about the traffic to get there. Aren't you there so many hours ahead of time ready to perform?
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Thank you, Timmy.
All right, man.
Thanks, Ted.
Tomorrow.
You're
welcome.
How you doing, Ted?
I'm doing good, Mike.
All right, thank you.
Good job, Teddy.
Buckeye show's next. We'll
Doing
see you
good,
tomorrow.
Mike.
Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got an accident that's blocking the 2 left lanes on eastbound 270 on the south outer belt after 23, causing about a 25-minute delay there and some stop-and-go traffic from 71. And we've got a 10-minute delay on eastbound 33 from Refugee Road to Bixby Road. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by The Waterworks, your trusted neighborhood plumbing, draining, heating, and cooling experts. Visit online today at thewaterworks.com.
Guys, don't waste your time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit our TRT experts at Low T Center today for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. With the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment, you're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. Offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. fixmylowt.com.
Hiring today for tomorrow with WM.
A stable career and a safe environment. That's what you get as a heavy-duty mechanic at WM.
Plus great benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family.
WM is now hiring heavy-duty mechanics in Columbus. Get boot and tool allowance and additional pay with a Cummins certification or CDL license.
There are openings for CDL truck drivers too with home daily routes.
Apply online at careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
A people-first, military-friendly, equal opportunity employer.
The standing room only with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the putt at 18. Ends
Today, Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, greener, better.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and get a $39.99 full synthetic oil change plus a free tire rotation. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Restrictions apply. Offer ends May 31st. See store for details.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here. And when I dropped 70 pounds with Awaken 180, it felt like finally finishing a massive home renovation. You know, job done. Everything looks sharp, but it gets better, actually. I just had my first free monthly maintenance visit, and I found out I lost another 4.2 pounds without really even trying. It's like discovering an extra room in your house you never knew was even there. Awaken 180 isn't about meds or quick fixes. It's like learning exactly how to stock your fridge and pantry with all the right tools. I still eat plenty, still feel satisfied, and now making healthy choices is second nature. Like flipping the light switch on the first try in the dark. My body's firing on all cylinders, and I'm down 75 pounds without medications or hunger tricks. Just real education on eating smarter and feeling fantastic. Call Awaken 180 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, once you learn the blueprint, your only regret is not calling them sooner. 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800.
If the newest escape room in town is just you trying to escape from your busted garage door, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors, straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Hardscape Pros, are you tired of working with broken down tools and chasing paychecks? At 9 Trees, we respect your craft, invest in the best equipment, and back our crews with full benefits and top pay. We're not just offering you a job, we're offering you a career. If you're a seasoned pro, work with a top patio builder that treats you like family. Call 9 Trees at 614-921-9595 or visit 9treeslc.com to apply. 9 Trees Landscape Construction. The best reputation, the best compensation.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be